here to save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. I wanna grow together. Let's let our love unfurl. You know you want me, baby. You know I want you too. They call me Superman. I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world.
Oh boy, you drive me crazy.
Bitch, you make me call me Superman. Beat tall hoes in a single bound. I'm single now. Got no ring on his finger now. I never let another chick bring me down in a relationship. Save it, bitch. Babysit. You make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit. Girl, you can jump on Shady's dick. Straight from the hip, cut to the chase. I tell a motherfucking slut to her face. Play no games, say no names. Ever since I broke up with what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass, kiss my lips. Bitch, why ass? Kiss my dick, get my cash. I'd rather have you whip my ass. Don't put out, I'll put you out. Won't get out, I'll push you out. Puss blew out, poppin' shit. Wouldn't piss on fire to put you out. Am I too nice? Buy you ice. Bitch, if you died, wouldn't buy you life. What you trying to be my new wife? What, you Mariah? Fly through twice. But I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day. Maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Your Superman. Your Superman. Don't get me wrong. I love these hoes. It's no secret. Everybody knows. Yeah, we fuck. Bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends. I call you again. I chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in. We'll see how much you be partying in. You don't want that, neither do I. I don't wanna flip when I see you with guys. Too much pride between you and I. Not a jealous man, but females lie. But I guess that's just what sluts do. How could it ever be just us two? I never loved you enough to trust you. We just met and I just fucked you. But I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day. Maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. I know you want me, baby. I think I want you too.
I think I love you, baby.
I think I love you too. I'm here to save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. I wanna grow together. Let's let our love unfurl. You know you want me, baby. You know I want you too. They call me Superman. I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world.
Oh boy, you drive me crazy.
Bitch, you make me First thing you say.
I'm not phased. I hang around big stars all day. I don't see what the big deal is anyway. You're just plain old Marshall to me.
Ooh yeah, girl, run that game.
Haley Jade, I love that name. Love that tattoo. What's that say? Rotten pieces. That's great.
First off, you don't know Marshall at all, so don't grow partial. That's ammo for my arsenal. I slap you off that bar stool. There goes another lawsuit. Leave handprints all across you. Good loaded, woaded. You must be going off that water bottle. You want what you can't have. Ooh, girl, that's too damn bad. Don't touch what you can't grab. End up with two backhands. Put anthrax on the Tampax and slap you till you can't stand. Girl, you just blew your chance. Don't mean to ruin your plans, but I do know one thing, no. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day. Maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. I know you want me, baby. I think I want you too.
I think I love you, baby.
I think I love you too. I'm here to save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. I wanna grow together. Let's let our love unfurl. You know you want me, baby. You know I want you too. They call me Superman. I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world.
Oh boy, you drive me crazy.
Bitch, you make me Earl. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Your Superman. Your Superman. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. I can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Can't be your Superman. Your Superman. Your Superman.
Quest DK is pretty cool, and I like to see the reception on this video being very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Not gonna lie, man. I am really looking forward to tomorrow. I have been anxious. I have been ready for some new content. I have been absolutely ready for some new content. And once we have the new cards available, I am going to have a lot of fun. I already have my decks prepared. I've already done my homework. And even then, there's going to be so much that I believe this meta can potentially experience. But the other problem that I also believe is that there are some legendaries that are going to be very good. So, I figured we could have some fun today. We can have some fun today, and we can rate the legendaries now that we've played with them a little bit. I feel like I, have a little bit of an edge compared to the normal Hearthstone player because, I play this game too much. Some would argue I play this game way too much. Some would argue, Clark, you play this game more than anybody that I know. And to that I say, you're not wrong. But there's not really anything exciting to do within the game now that I'm out of gold. The Tavern Brawl has successfully subbed every single penny out of me. Every single penny has been taken from me. And unfortunately, I do not have any gold left. We are all out of gold. So I figured this would be a fun way of spending our time talking about Hearthstone, as well as getting excited for the new expansion. Bro, you are goated. Yo, what's going on, Kyle? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing alright. Funding this expansion with nothing but gold and dust. I mean, I'll get my dust when I can disenchant the cards, but as of right now, I can't really mess with the cards that I've already collected. Because with all the packs that I've opened now, I can pretty much get everything that I'm missing. I think I'm missing like 6 cards or something. So like, I'll get my tavern rewards, right? And we'll get all that stuff. We'll fill in those gaps, and then we'll be able to really explore the expansion. Because like, there's a couple of cards I really haven't messed with yet. I haven't messed with Loa. I haven't messed with. I've messed with the Warlock quest a little bit. I pretty much only played like 1 game of Warrior. So like, I've seen by proxy how everyone's saying this card is pretty bad. The Quest Priest is probably going to be overshadowed by the 77 combo. I didn't mess with the Druid quest. The Druid quest seems really good though. Shaman quest is probably going to be decent. Mage quest is probably going to be like one of the worst ones in my opinion. But let's go ahead and talk about the new cards. Do I know the time the cards are releasing? Midnight, PST? Oh, dude, it's never on midnight. It's always like 1 p.m. for me. It's usually 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that's a 3-hour difference for me. So that's 1 p.m. Eastern for me. I don't know what your time zone is, but yeah, it's not that late unless you're in a EU or like Asia country. Your PST? Okay, yeah, dude, 10 a.m., dude. Yeah, you wake up early. Wake up early and we'll have time for the new cards. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? I believe I really understand these cards very well now that I've messed with them and also have gone up against them. So let's go ahead and do the super special awesome Hearthstone Ungoro 2 tier list. Oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna start with this priest card that honestly I don't even know the name of. I have to look up the name of this card. Archaos, I'm sorry, but this card is a D tier. We're gonna start off strong by putting this guy, just shafting him essentially, because I have not seen this card be useful yet. I feel like the only way to use this card, as of right now, is to put it in a Menagerie Priest, and that's about it. It's a beast, and that's the only thing that's carrying it right now. Whenever another friendly minion attacks, set its health equal to this minion's health. So it's like, you already need to have a massive advantage before this card gives you anything. This is not a good comeback card, and I feel like some sort of aggro deck is not really going to thrive off of this type of ability. It's possible that you can like get a 1-2-3 curve and like kind of take over the game at that point. It's possible to do that, but is it likely to happen? I don't know. I feel like this is one of those cards where if you have coin, maybe it won't be that bad. But you have so many hoops to have to jump through. Yeah, it's a classic win more card. So because of that, I'm putting it in the D tier because I just don't envision it being that good. Next up, we have the Shaman Legendary. What's this thing's name? We have Brahma. We got Brahma Seer Stone. Your elementals deal 1 more damage. I feel like I massively disrespected the Sizzle and Fire Shaman decks. I kinda was very rude about the potential of these decks. And I feel like Fire Shaman itself is not going to be that bad. But I really don't know about this card. The biggest issue that I have with a card like this is that the only real utilization that I've been able to kind of see is that you kill off a bunch of Sizzles, you can play Shutterwalk as a setup turn, and then you can play Brahma into Umbra, and then you can activate the Sizzle Death Rattle a whole bunch of times and potentially deal like 30 damage that way. So it's like, I feel like that's something that you could do, but I still don't feel like it's going to be that good. I feel like the deck is going to be there and the tools are going to be possible to make this deck not absolutely crappy, but I don't believe this deck is going to have much staying power in the meta right now. I'm putting him in the C tier. I feel like it's going to be average. I'm not certain that this legendary is going to be the reason why Fire Shaman is good. And that's why I went on that whole spiel. The deck is probably going to be okay, but the big issue that I find is just the simple fact, the very, very simple fact, that this legendary is kind of slow. It's a card that just sits in your hand, and I would rather just play the deck for tempo and win by having board instead of trying to make this kind of combo work. I feel like it's just too much setup. And speaking of too much setup, we got our first F tier card. We got our very first F tier card. City Chief Escrow. If every minion in your deck shares a minion type, give your other minions +2/+2 wherever they are. I feel like playing this in Murloc Shaman or in Murloc Paladin is a mistake. Playing this in Elemental decks, I feel like is a problem, unless like here's the only thing I can envision for this card. It might go into like an Elemental Shaman. That's like the only utilization that I can see for this kind of card, because you have Shutter Block, obviously, tripling up this Death Rattle. But it's just like, if the decks that thrive off of this ability really do not want you to have the game go on too long, and this 6-mana ability feels like it's just good, like, you're trying to turn the deck into something that it's not, that it's not. You're trying to make this deck survive into the late game, when you're going up against decks that thrive on being in the late game, and you have absolutely no way of competing with what they're doing. Armor generation, board generation, OTK levels of damage. These decks, you need to win the game, you know? You need to win the game. And when you compare it to like Menagerie Jug or something, this card just doesn't compete whatsoever. Yeah, 6 mana, play it for next year. Exactly. It's just, if you play this card on turn 6, I feel like the only way to really use this card effectively is if I have minions on the field and now all of my minions have +2 attack. But you already have that in Paladin with Crusader's Aura. You already have other ways of buffing the board, and now you just have a silly requirement that you have to jump through. I just don't envision it being that good. So it's definitely the first F tier. Not the worst card in the set, but definitely definitely not the best. Next up, we have the Paladin quest. Summon 5 Murlocs. Everything gets +1/+1 afterwards. Oh my god. This is going to be... Realistically, it's probably a C tier. What I envision is going to happen is that it's actually just an average card. It's not going to be terrible, but it's going to be like, you know, the aggro deck that if you can't beat it, then it's just going to roll you. You know what I mean? Like, Warlock, for example. I want to use Warlock as an example, because, like, imagine if this is the deck that your Warlock can never beat, because you don't have, like, layover clears. You're going to have to, like, play the deck completely differently. So, it's probably possible for Warlock to win, but it's going to be a really annoying matchup. there's probably going to be a lot of matchups where Murloc Paladin is just kind of like your boogeyman. And because of that, I feel like realistically it's going to be in the C tier. But in the in the lower ranks, in like the diamond and all of the other non-diamond ranks, it's going to be a B tier or even like an A tier. So I'm putting it in the C tier because I am thinking of like the mind of like a top legend player, like the best of the best. There are ways to stop this card. But if your deck can't handle it, you get rolled in classic aggro deck fashion. So because of that, I'm putting it in a C tier. It's going to be good, it's going to be popular, but it's going to fall off very, very quickly at some point. Alright, Elise the Navigator. Easiest S tier that I can give. This is probably, if not, the most powerful card in the entire game. It is the best. The thing I love the most about this kind of card is that it is not really difficult in order to fulfill this requirement. You can put in Wisp, you can put in Ceaseless, you can put in, you know, all of these neutral cards. Or within your class, sometimes you have like these weird, like Mage has Colossus, for example. Like sometimes these classes have like a weird card that actually works to put into the deck because of its weird mana cost. And it just works. So there is so much, like I love cards like this because now deck building is legitimately interesting. This is what I want when I want like interesting deck building. I don't want like Highlander with like a unconditional board wipe. I want a card that I have to build my deck around, and if I get to play it, there are multiple ways of being able to utilize it. You have 1 mana, 5 mana, 10 mana. It can either be a win condition, it can sometimes just be tempo, or other times it's just like a last-ditch effort at getting something good. Because you can discover a spell from it, you can generate board, you can get armor, you can give your minions attack. There's so many ways of utilizing a card like this. I love Elise. I want them to make more cards like this. Custom cards are my favorite in Hearthstone. Easiest S that I could possibly give because it is going to see play. It is going to be good. And I even think there's going to be decks that utilize this as an actual win condition. Would I play Elise in Murloc Paladin? Probably not. But that's not because Elise would be bad in Murloc Paladin. It's because Murloc Paladin needs to have a bunch of Murlocs and there's not a lot of different like mana cost cards. If you could utilize the location in Murloc Paladin, you probably would. And that's the cool thing about this card. If you could utilize it, you would. But it's a deck building issue, you know? You can copy the location too? Yes, you can. And that's something I am definitely looking forward to. Alright, Endbringer Umbra. I'm not gonna lie, dude. When this card first came out, I hated it. Hated this card. Now, I like it. And honestly, it might turn into loving this card at some point because of how cool it is with DK. So I actually feel like Umbra is at least a B. I feel like this is a card that kind of enables a lot of different win conditions, especially late game oriented win conditions. So like S? You guys want to put Umbra in the S tier? I definitely do not, man. Stop putting everything into S. Dude, hold on a minute. No other card has been an S yet, chat. Honestly, I only think there's like 3 S tier cards in this entire expansion, and it's definitely Elise. Elise has to be S tier compared to everything else. But Umbra is like a powerful card that is going to have a niche deck that it just thrives in, and it's going to, you know, enable a bunch of combo and content decks. Umbra is a cool card. Murloc Quest at C? Yes. I feel like Murloc Quest is going to be really good at the lower ranks, but at the higher ranks, it's going to fall off, like, really badly. It's easily counterable if you have, you know, a deck that can defeat the board. There's going to be a deck that is definitely way better than this, that is going to be the Boogeyman. And it's... Murloc Paladin is just going to be, you know, the annoying matchup that some decks can't beat. Like, Warlock, your Warlock... Mill Warlock might kind of struggle against this deck, for example, because now your layover clear doesn't work. And that's the only reason why. It's not even because the deck is good, it's because it naturally counters your best board clear. But even then, you can still solve the deck in the early game, so it's not even, like, written in the stone yet, you know? Okay, moving on. Warrior. Warrior Quest. I have to be honest, man, I really didn't get the opportunity to mess with this card. but I don't need to mess with the card in order to know that it's just D tier. It's fun, it's interesting, it might have like a deck that it works in, but in all honesty, the way that most people are just going to look at this card is that, I'm playing Control Warrior and now I have one less card to utilize for 11 turns. Like, I want to say that there's a way to make this good, but I have a prediction. Alright, chat, I have a prediction. Okay? Hear me out. There's going to be nerfs, right? But inevitably, there might be some buffs. I feel like this card is going to get buffed, or that the quest reward is going to get buffed. What's going to happen is that they're going to make it that you discover 2 quest rewards to add into your hand, and then the other quest rewards get shuffled into your deck. That's my prediction. Because this card is just, it's slow, it's random, and it adds stuff into your deck. It's like the 3 dangerous mixes of mechanics that make a card unplayable no matter how fun it is. So it's like, that's the only way that I can imagine to make that a little bit better, but even then, the quest just becomes, oh, now Warrior has Time Warp. Like, I don't even know if that's going to be a good way of making the quest playable, because it might just turn it into something that people don't want to play. So that's the kind of, that's the tricky thing with the Warrior quest, is that that's how they could buff it, but even then, it just becomes, can I get Time Warp? And who knows if there's like some kind of degenerate thing Warrior could do with the turn skip with all the mana that they have, you know? Who knows? Maybe they have Infinite Fireball Warrior with like Concierge or something. In fact, wait a minute. Wait, you could do that. Wait, hold on, chat. Did I just come up with a content idea? What's the Warrior Legendary makes a copy of a minion. Summon copies of your damaged minion. Oh my god, oh, I see the lines. Okay, if I have weapon equipped. If I have Champions of Azeroth, and I get 5 mana Antonidas, I could play double Concierge, which is 4 mana, right? Concierge is 4 mana, so that's an 8 mana combo. So I would need 14 mana to do this. Actually, wait, no. Double Concierge into attack with weapon. Play the Warrior Legendary, which summons copies of them. You have 4 Concierge now. You play Antonidas, which is now 1 mana, so you need 15 mana to do this combo. Ooh. Bro, you just saw me cook something in real time. That works. That actually works, and that sounds kind of fun. But yeah, like imagine if you had like a Time Warp or something for that, because then it'd be super easy to set up that combo, you know? Then you wouldn't have to do it all in one turn. So yeah, Warrior Quest, if it got that kind of buff, it might, you know, bring in some kind of goofy combos. You literally just saw me kind of like figure it out in real time. Roll it Antonidas 100% of the time. I mean, I'm a Control Warrior, bro. I'll play 2 of them. And there's probably ways to discover it. In fact, yeah, discovering it from the location, totally doable. I don't know, man. There's possibility for this card being better, but I feel like it's just gonna be too slow. All right, Entomologist Toru. Entomologist Toru. I am probably the person that has spent the most amount of time playing this card. I can assure you, it's an F. This is not going to be a good card. This might be a fine card where if you discover it randomly, why are you rating it a C? Let me finish my point. There's no way this is a C, brother. I've tried everything. All right, I've already tried everything. It's way too slow. There's going to be a different way of playing this deck, and it's just going to be play Ball Hog, man. Or it might be play some kind of late game combo and you have like Blob into Fell Hunter or something like that. But ultimately speaking, dude, what are you going to do with this card? It's so slow. Briarspawn Drake Illidari is awesome, but you need something else. This is a 9 mana card. This is a 9 mana card. Like, there's just the only way to set this up is to get lucky. It's to get lucky with your draws. It's to get lucky with discounts, like with mana discounts, with like Spirit Guide or something like that. And it's like the only other way to utilize this card is play this first and hope you don't get other battle cries that screw up the combo. Because like with Octazari, for example, you don't even get to play the Octazari if it comes out of the jug, so now it doesn't work with return policy. It's like this card has more dyssynergies than it has actual synergies, and I'm like convinced that this is either a throwaway legendary or there is something happening in the mini set that will maybe make this better. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like this card is so bad. It's got a good ability, but it's not supported. And that's the thing that makes me sad about this card. Would rather play Dr. Boom. Has Dr. Boom really gotten that low? Really gotten that bad? Warlock Quest, in my opinion, A tier. Quest is can be done fast. It's not game winning, but it's a really nice value tool. I feel like the Warlock Quest is very good too. OTK on 10 is more consistent than most quests. Well, no, it's not, dude, because like you're gonna die before you even get to turn 10. Like, you could do the combo if you make it that long, but the combo is like 5 cards. It's easily the worst card in the entire set. We're just gonna put it that way. Let's move on. Warlock Quest. I want to say that Warlock Quest is A tier, bro. I really believe that the Warlock Quest actually is like the sleeper of the meta right now. This card kind of reminds me of like old-fashioned zoo decks where like you think that you would win the game and then somehow the deck would just kind of turn it around with like good trades, good tempo, and good like board presence. And then suddenly you're like, wait a minute, bro, I'm dying now. But this deck has kind of a different approach where instead of like threatening with like early board advantage and sacrificing health in order to get that advantage, you're kind of waiting and biding your time to complete the quest, and then when you complete the quest, you start turning it around immediately. Like, you play the quest, you get a Rusher that has Lifesteal, a Charger that has Elusive, or a Taunt that has Reborn. Like, that's just really good. How good is the Shaman Quest? I feel like Shaman Quest is like D, C tier or something like that. It's probably C tier because it's better than the Warrior Quest. But I don't have much faith in it. What's the Demon Hunter Legendary that was 6 mana? I think it was the original cost. Toru originally was 6 mana according to the designers. Which makes sense because if this card was 6 mana, it might be a little bit easier to set up like a Yep deck where you just do the thing on turn 6 and then do the thing on turn 6 and then win on turn 7. And that is just, yeah, that's a little too powerful. But Warlock Quest, I feel like this is going to be the sleeper of the meta, where once people figure out the perfect 30 deck, this is going to be like a meta tyrant. I really believe that like this quest could even be like S tier. I feel like this has like the most potential out of all the quests, but as of right now, I don't think it's on the same level as Elise. I'm putting it in the A tier. Did I watch the Ozzy concert? No, but I've seen a lot of highlights. I'm really happy with how the show turned out. I also saw the performance of oh god, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith do "Whole Lotta Love" by Led Zeppelin. Amazing cover, loved it. Tier 7 Briar Spawn is so messed up. Yeah, it kind of is. The beasts have to turn the game around because you are constantly losing value to feed the portal. Yeah, and that's why the beasts turn it around, because you have a lot of like easy trades. I feel like it's really easy for the beast to turn it around. The lifesteal rush is like really important. Warlock Quest more depends on temporary cards being good, rather than the quest itself being good enough. If the quest reward is pretty darn good. I mean, I feel like tempo is just gonna be nice, right? The biggest thing that matters about this quest is just completing it as quickly as possible. This is one of those quests where you do want to complete it ASAP, and you have the tools to complete it very quickly. I feel like there's probably gonna way to consistently throw this out by like turn 6, and if you do that, you just kind of win against certain decks. I feel like Warlock Quest is very good. All right, next up. Next up, we have High Cultist. High Cultist, what's her face? High Cultist, Hiren? Hiren? This is gonna be a B tier. I saw Jombre make a deck during Theorycraft that actually looked pretty sweet. And you have the possibility of, like, throwing out this combo by, like, turn 6 because of Maladar. So you can play a High Cultist Heron, and you can pull out Travel Security and Awakener of Souls. That's massive. I feel like the deck is going to be kind of cool, but it's not going to be consistent. But there might be a way for this card to actually be kind of good. Like, it says specifically Death Rattle. So, like, you don't even have to sacrifice early game tempo in order for this card to be kind of good. You can still run, like, Ancient Raptor. You can still run early game minions. You can run, like, Zavis. So, like, there's a lot of consistency you can add to this deck. So, I don't know, man. I feel like this deck has a lot of potential. I'm kind of excited to see the list. And I actually have my own list prepared for day one. But I have a lot of Mill Warlock that I want to play. Yeah, it's Death Rattle only, dude. It's not pull minions from the deck. It's pull Death Rattle minions. It's consistent. It's tutoring.
My God.
And in my opinion, this is a good way of making a tutor card. It's got a high roll that can happen, hopefully not as early as turn 5, but definitely by turn 6. And if you play it on turn 8, you know, it's just a good, powerful swing turn. So I feel like it's a good position, meta-wise, for this to be good. And it might be like an actual good card to like punish greedy decks, because you're pulling taunts as well, dude. Oh god, what have I done? Okay, I didn't lose my data. Good deck though, man. It's a good deck. I think it'll be pretty good. Yo, what's going on, SpongeBobble? I think you're pretty good. Well, I think you're pretty great. I think you're pretty great too. I watched a lot of SpongeBobble SquarePants, Pantsaroo back when I was younger. It taught me a lot of good life lessons. Like about how this 4-mana Paladin card is definitely going to be a D tier card. I do not believe in this card very much. Like, maybe there's a way to like, there's gotta be like some kind of like thing where it's like you reduce cards that didn't start in your hand. Maybe you have like an aura or something, you can like play it infinitely in like wild or something. But in standard, dude, it's a 4-mana 2/7. You're playing a Snapjaw. You're playing Oasis Snapjaw. It doesn't do anything immediately, unless you have like a Holy Cowboy or something like that to help you. It's just this is such a bad card in my opinion. I just don't really know how else to put it. It's just so bad, dude. Yo, Mendax coming in with the 7 months. Good to have you here, man. Thank you for that support. Welcome to the Horde. Hope you're doing all right, man. We're right now talking about freaking new cards, man, and how good they're gonna be, and how bad this card's gonna be. Because why would I want to spend 6 mana to give a +2/+2? Like this card would be great if you play it on like turn 3 with like coin, but it's just like it just doesn't feel worth it. It doesn't really feel worth it unless there's like a way of discounting the spell, and I don't think there is a way. It's cool, but as soon as this minion dies, the spell goes away. It's bad. It's just bad. It's not as bad as this priest card, but it's bad. It's bad. All right, Krog, my boy, my favorite boy in the set, Krog Crater King. You respect my king right now. At the end of your turn, set up the attack and health of all enemy minions to 1. I feel like this card has potential of like, for example, Ship DK. They make big shipper. Now you make everything into 1/1s. And now their ship is a 1/1 minion, and it summons 1-drops. This kind of ability could be really good. However, it's 9 mana, and cheating out this card isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. I feel like this card is actually not that bad, but it's just like, I, for the life of me, can't really imagine a lot of decks running this unless maybe they want a 9-mana card and they want to give like they want like a good Elise payoff card. Like that might be the main utilization of this card, is just the fact that it's 9 mana. it slows down the game, and maybe you want that in like a control or like a combo deck. Dungar, that also is another thing. You could potentially cheese this from your deck one way or another. And Dungar would be one way of doing it. I feel like there's got to be something good with this in like Briar Spawn Drakes, because that's a guaranteed 22 against a board of 2 minions against your opponent. But again, like setting up that kind of combo is a little difficult. So I believe in my boy, but as of right now, I have to put him in the C tier just because I can't imagine what he's going to be good in. It just doesn't seem like it has a lot going for it right now. Alright, Lie in Wait, the Rogue Quest. Let me get my binoculars to see this. Yeah, I'll be editing the video so that we can actually see it a little bit easier. But the Rogue Quest. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Rogue Quest, I don't really have faith in it. I don't think it's gonna be that good. I feel like this is one of those cards that, like, it's gonna. I've said this a lot before, and I'll keep saying it because I just feel like I'm right on this. This card very much reminds me of the Rogue Quest with the SI cards, and that deck was actually not bad if you got the tempo and you curved out the quest by like turn 5, turn 6. But the later the game got, the worse the game got for you. This has like pseudo infinite value, but it can kind of run out due to the fact that if you have a full board and you draw the extra like portals or whatever, then you lose those cards. I like actually want to put this in the D tier, but I don't want to say that it's as bad as the Warrior Quest. But I also don't want to say that it's as good as the Murloc Quest, you know what I mean? So like I feel like I have to put the Rogue Quest in D. Like I'm kind of torn here. I just don't see this card being good because I've played these games before. You know, I've played these games before. I know what Quest Rogue does, and if it doesn't have tempo, it just dies, you know? A tier as good as Warlock? Potential like Warlock, maybe, but like consistent like Warlock? I don't think so. Rogue doesn't have any win conditions, so the quest could be it, thrown into most decks. But then you have to run a bunch of other cards you wouldn't normally run. And then you also have to forego your turn 1, and as Rogue, you can't do that if that's not your primary win condition. Like, it's not a card you just throw in willy-nilly into any Rogue deck. It's a card that you have to support with a package. And then suddenly, your Shadow Steps now have to be utilized in a very certain way. So you have to think twice about your Shadow Steppage. You know? Why Demon Hunter Quest so fast? Why Death Knight Quest so slow? Demon Hunter is not the fastest, but I think it's gonna be good. Need to get the uBlock Origin browser. You can turn it off. No, dude. So I cannot turn it off for this website. I have an ad blocker, but if I use the ad blocker on this website, it'll stop working. Like if I refresh it. In fact, I'll just prove it to you. If I refresh it. Now I can't use the website. You think maybe I don't have the most updated version of my ad block, but yeah, dude, it sucks, man. Trust me, I tried. But regardless, let's continue. Loa will be A tier. Okay, Loa, whatever his name. It's probably low. You know how low can you go? Turns out. I think this guy is actually S tier. Your minions cost 5 this game. 7 mana, 5/5. This gives me, like, Dungar, Druid, Naga Sea Witch decks level of, like, degeneracy. I feel like there is going to be a deck in the first 3 days. We'll say 3 days. In the first 3 days... Maybe even within, like, the first day. You are just... Yeah, dude. Auto Ceaseless into Playhouse Giants. This is going to be like, you know how Psycho Rogue just won because it vomited a crap ton of stats all at once? That's gonna happen with this card. And Druid can ramp, you know? Like, it can get to 7 mana very quickly. So it's like, you doing this by like turn 5, it's just gonna win the game. And you also have cards in Druid that specifically tutor minions. So like, it's gonna be pretty good, man. Yeah, a non-random Aviana Druid, exactly. Like they have the tutor with Barnabas. Yeah, that actually is a good card to point out. Barnabas draws a minion, and then they have Reforestation or Restoration, whatever that card is, that also draws a minion. There you go. There you go. It's good. Consistent. It's scary looking, actually, dude. So, like, I feel like this card has potential of, like, literally breaking the game. Clark THIRISTY, sub-season. Yo, what's going on, Arabian? Good to see you, man. You can tell Clark has a deck ready for this day 1. Damn it. I'm trying to find my screenshots. They're buried in my Discord right now because I made them like a week ago, but yes, I have a deck made for this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh my god, where is it? Might be in deck lists instead. There, okay, I found it. The thing about this deck, you might end up trimming some minions. Like, Carrier and Ultra Gigasaur might have to go. But, like, you play low. You could play Ceaseless. You could play Double Giant. And then you could even play, like, Construct Pylons. And now your Carrier is going to be 3 mana. So, like, is low as affected aura or a buff? It's a battle cry, isn't it? Yeah, dude, it's a battle cry. So it's like for the rest of the game, your minions cost 5. So you don't even necessarily need the turn to be immediate. You could just play low as quickly as possible. And then when your opponent plays minions, you do your Ceaseless combo. You also have 5 mana Cenarius as like a win condition. You have Ultra Gigasaur. You have Carrier summoning board for you. Like, this deck has, like, very real potential. Extreme potential, dude. It's, like, actually scary how good this deck can be, dude. It's literally Naga Sea Witch, yeah. So, yeah, this deck is gonna be degenerate as hell if it's good. By the way, this is a good time to plug the Discord because this is where all these decks are gonna be. So feel free to check out the Discord. These decks are in the deck list tab. I should have put them in Theorycraft, honestly. Alright, we got the Warrior card next. So, we literally just on the fly, during this recording, came up with an OTK with this deck. You could technically make like an OTK Fireball Warrior possible with this card. So the meme potential is already there. The meme potential of this deck is already there. But, how good is it going to be actually? This is supposed to be an Enraged Warrior card. Battlecry, summon copies of your damaged minions. Give the copies Rush. That's supposed to be tempo. I don't feel like this card is going to be that good of a tempo card, honestly. But it's definitely better than the rest of these cards. I feel like I need No Hands Gamer to break Enraged Warrior. There's got to be something there, man. B, maybe A later. I feel like this card is gonna shoot up to A. Like, I want to say that Enraged Warrior is good, but it's like, I for the life of me can't see it. This card is good, but we have trash and range mechanics. I mean, so we have Weapon. We have Ominous, oh god, the one mana warrior card where you either get +2/+2 to a minion or deal 1 to the board. That's an enraged card, but it's like, what about like Frothing Berserker, you know? Frothing Berserker into like a whole bunch of stuff. There has to be something for that. And maybe if you get lucky, and again, like this is a high roll, but like you Zavis into a charge Frothing Berserker and then you make a copy of it, that'd be busted. But it's just, there's so much setup. She's no Olgra. I can't believe you put Big Dino Man in C tier. I believe in the boy, dude, but it's like, I feel like this card is kind of hard to utilize. It's a 9 mana card. If you're not killing someone by 9 mana, then you probably still don't, like I had someone play Krog against me, and then I still killed them the next turn. I feel like it's going to be a common occurrence, the card, and then people are going to stop running it because of it. But there will be a deck that it's good in. SpongeBob, me boy. I've disturbed the Slithered Hive, and now I need an EpiPen. No, seriously, get the EpiPen. Wait, is that an actual quote? SpongeBob, me boy. I can't really do a good Mr. Krabs impersonation, if I'm being honest. SpongeBob, me boy. It's something just the 30th card control deck. I mean, I feel like the biggest utilization of Krog is a 9 mana card for Elise. But I already said that. Let's put it in the B tier. It must be the best card in the arranged deck. No, I'm putting it. I'm keeping it in the C tier. I want this in the C tier because I don't feel like it's gonna be that good. But I'm putting it at the top of C tier because it's almost B tier. We just don't know how to utilize it, and I feel like this card is gonna get overshadowed. However, this Hunter card, I'm putting in the B tier for sure. I feel like Dane in particular is going to break this card. This Hunter legendary card. And there's one ability in particular that I feel like is super good. And one ability that almost will never get played. So, Neri of the Crater. 3 mana 2/5. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, double its stats. Whenever you cast a 1-cost spell, cast it twice. Can you say Grifta? Can you say Mixologist? That's just how this card's gonna get used, man. And then you have Renjari Scout in order to give you 2 extra copies of these cards. Like, there's totally going to be, like, a Grifta Hunter that's going to be popular. Whether or not it's going to be, like, really good, I'm not really sure. Calligrapho into Neri. So that won't work. So it actually would work if you're playing 1-cost minions and you double its stats. So you would double it as many times as there are Neris. But with the second ability, it specifically says cast it twice. If you stack a bunch of Neris, you're not going to win with a 1-mana spell. I feel like that's fine, though. If you want to go through, like, a combo and, like, make, like, a big, like, boar or something like that, then sure. But, yeah. Neri plus an Amalgam. Neri is 100% going to be good. Yeah, dude, this card's going to be, like, good. I don't think it's as good as the Warlock quest, though. Maybe this is, like, top of B tier, though, like, almost A tier. But I feel like a B tier is very, very solid. Rock Skipper. I don't feel like we're running a Murloc just to add the Rock Skipper into the deck. Because you already have Mixologist, you already have Grifta, and you already have the Murloc, or you already have the Pupil. Adding the Murloc is like, it's guaranteed 3 damage, but it makes it harder to survive. And I feel like that's going to be the biggest issue. I'm not really sure if the Murloc is going to be part of the deck. Alright, next up, we have the Rogue Legendary. And I've been pretty vocal about this card. Apu, the Unseen. I feel like the Rogue cards are just kind of disappointing this season, guys. The only thing I can envision with this card is something with, like, Foxy Fraud. Because Foxy Fraud can make this card cost 4 mana. And maybe you could deal like a 2 damage AoE by like turn 4. Maybe by turn 3 if you're lucky. But it's just like, this card just, I don't know, man. The more I think about it, the more powerful it actually is, but it requires so much build up that I don't like what you have to do in order to make it good. Generic? I mean, it's not even the fact that it's generic, it's just, they gave Rogue an AoE card, but in order to give Rogue an AoE card, you have to make it challenging for them to pop off with it, right? So it's just like, you have to utilize this card by using Foxy Fraud. Foxy Fraud is only the same turn, right? Is it actually on the same turn? Wait, let me double check that. Because, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it does carry over. Yeah, dude, Foxy Fraud is your next combo card. This turn costs 2 less. So it's like, even then. So, and then if you're playing Scoundrel on 5, then you're playing it on turn 6 still anyway. Like, you want to know something else that you could potentially do with this? I'm looking at the cards right now. Lucky Comet. Lucky Comet with this card could actually be a deal 3 AoE. That isn't terrible. But that also begs the question, would it just be better to run double Lucky Comet instead? And just not even run the card? And instead just discover it? It's a good card randomly, but actually hard slotting it in the deck? I don't know about that one. The real question is, would there be any real reason to run it in the deck? I mean, dude, it's an AoE for Rogue. It's tempo. Like, you play it against a deck that is, like, killing you in the early game. Like let's say, like, Hunter. There was a couple people in Banter stream that were talking about how Supreme Dinomancy could be used with RC Rampage, where you summon all of the 1/1s from the 4-mana spell, and then you play Dinomancy and you have a bunch of 3/3s. So it's like, that's a way of countering that kind of deck, or countering one of those turns from even happening. So that way, instead of the 4/4s and 3/3s, you now kill the board, and now you stifle their tempo. So it's like, there is a way for this kind of card to be good, but I just feel like it's not going to be a card you slot in your deck. It's going to be a card that you find randomly, and then it's good. And even then, it needs to be random at the right time. So I'm not really sure. Clark's Slenderman Rogue cards I am excited about. GG. I mean, you could be excited about them. I feel like the cards can be fun. I think the Rogue quest is actually a pretty fun quest, but power level wise, I'm not seeing it. But here's the thing about Rogue, dude. Like, Rogue is always the expansion where, Rogue is always the class where every expansion, people underrate it. They under-evaluate it. And then suddenly, when Rogue becomes like the best deck in like a week or two after people figure out what's actually good and what's bad, people are like, wow, it's always Rogue. Rogue is always the best in the game. We got a nerf Shadow Step. And it's like, nah, dude, people just figured it out. It's just not obvious at first, because you have to figure out how to wiggle around your opponent. You gotta work around your opponent's tempo while developing your own, and that's always dependent on what's popular and what's played. So I don't know, man. I feel like the cards are good, but this happens every expansion with Rogue. Is that at the beginning everyone underrates them and then they figured it out. But as of right now, I'm not seeing it, man. I struggled with Rogue the past couple weeks. Rogue can get better with high skilled players. Platysaur is the best card of the expansion. Platysaur can be really good, depending on if your deck is a low mana curve. If it's a low mana curve deck, then yes. And like Rogue, for example, it probably is a 2 of almost in every single deck. All right, what is this? This is Kazdir, I think. Kazadir. 4 mana, 7/7. Discard a random card from your hand. Kindred, your opponent's hand. Instead. I want to say it's a B. Good solid B, you know? Could be a good card. Disruption, very powerful. And there's a Zenny tweet in particular that I think is pretty funny. That'll just like make some people just vomit in their mouth just a little bit. But yeah, you never know what can happen, you know? Like you never know what can happen when you make a deal with the devil. It's tempo that immediately trades to the card. It's gonna be better discovered. I mean, this card's gonna be great discovered, but I feel like this is also a good card just to run in your deck. You know? Like, it's the 3-mana card into this, for example, is perfect, like, curve, you know? Disrupt your opponent's card by turn 4 and play a 7/7. Like, that's gotta be good. If this isn't good, I don't know what is. Are some devs still too scared of making a straight-up spell discard from your opponent's hand? No, bro, I don't want that. If they're gonna make this card, this is the way to go. You're making another Dirty Rat, man. Like, this is fine. They made another Dirty Rat. You want to make a Lucia, and I can't. Nope. You don't want a Lucia in the game. Remember when a Lucia just became Time Warp? Nope, you don't want a Lucia in the game. You don't want a Lucia, trust me. You really don't. All right. So we got Equilibrium. We got the Quest Priest. Speaking of the Priest players that want to take everything from my hand before I ever get to play it. C tier. Average. This card is going to be completely overshadowed by the 77 Priest. I just don't feel like this card is going to be that good compared to the 7/7. The 7/7 is going to be so much more consistent. It's going to be so much more damage. And this quest is cool. I'll give you that. But, like, overall, dude, it's not going to be that good. I'm going to play 10 spells. I mean, playing 10 spells isn't the problem with the card. I feel like the direction of this card is absolutely fine. Because it's not like a strict deck building requirement. It's kind of like a quest that makes sense to play in a lot of decks that have spells, for example, like an extra boost. But that extra boost isn't dealing 14 every single turn to armor decks. And yeah, it's gonna be really good, man. Can you put it with the 7/7? I feel like it slows down that deck. Like, I don't know if you even want it in there. You just want the card draw. Why not put the 7-mana Druid in S tier? Because it's an insane setup card. It's either an insane setup for, like, Ceaseless combo, or you could do it in the same turn. You play low, it makes your cards all cost 5, and then if anything has, like, a mana reduction, like Ceaseless or Playhouse Giant, it's immediately 0. So, that's good. There's also Carrier. Carrier could be 5 mana, then you could discount it with Pylons, and then it becomes 3 mana. No, this isn't a joke. No, this isn't a joke, guys. It's not a joke. Low is S rank. Only one playable giant. You don't need the value immediately, dude. You're Druid. You can set this up, and then you can get lucky, and you also have. Okay, all right. I already explained this, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I would recommend going back on the VOD where I was talking about this card. I'm also gonna make a video talking about this later. But I have a deck that's gonna break it, dude. Like, boom. Play Reforestation. Play Story of Barnabas. You're drawing minions from your deck. You're drawing Elise, Low, Cenarius, Gigasaur, Carrier, Giant, Ceaseless. You could easily slim down this deck to where you're not even like running Ceaseless, or not running it like Elise, but I want Elise in this deck, so that's why I made it this way. But if you like to cut the Elise and cut like the Ultra Gigasaur, this deck is like Omega consistent. Like, imagine a consistent Cinema Druid. Yeah, better Cinema Druid. Better in team rated Priest, 3-mana Priest Legendary is a 3 out of 4. It's trash, man. No one's gonna play that card. It's a win more card, and Priest is not gonna ever have a board to get away with unless it's an aggro deck. Like, I feel like it's got potential, but this Priest card is like one of the worst cards of the set. You can't 100% draw 5/5. You totally can make a deck for it. If you were okay. Let's say I take out the fluff in my deck, all right? And I have Low, Carrier, Playhouse Giant, and Ceaseless. If I mulligan for Location, if I mulligan for Story of Barnabas, and if I keep the Low in my hand, I could just play Low as soon as possible, and then suddenly these cards that draw minions, and also I think Story of Barnabas literally gives something HP and Taunt, does it not? So, like, I'm getting way too specific with this particular deck, but yes, it's an S tier for a very good reason. Let me double check Story of Barnabas. Okay, it's plus five health and 5 armor. To the, so 5 health to the minion, and then 5 armor to yourself. Which is still good. You have so much minion tutor, I feel like this deck has to be good. Missing 15 legendaries. Probably will just be able to craft them though. Yeah, I'm missing a couple legendaries. Ceaseless will kill low and minions will be full cost again. No. No, low is a battle cry. Your minions are 5 mana for the rest of the game. The ones that are in your hand, the ones that are in your hand and in your deck at least. Anything you find randomly is not going to count. But your minions are now 5 mana. It's a battle cry. It's not an aura. So yeah, so Ceaseless doesn't matter. Ceaseless gives you the perfect board, the perfect way to summon 8/8s. So yeah. Bro thinks Neri is a B. I think Neri could be an A, but I feel like the meta is not going to be good for it. I also just hate Hunter, and I don't want Hunter to ever have anything. You're lucky I didn't put this in the F, and I use my Hunter propaganda. I also just feel like it's not nearly as good as these other 3 cards. They're in a completely different tier. Ceaseless resets tempo, so I can see it being good for the Druid deck. It's very good. Everything must go in the Quest Rogue? Probably not. Maybe you could run it, I don't know. I haven't really thought about the Quest Rogue. But you wanna know what I have thought about? A lot. DK Quest. People think it's F tier. People think it's like the worst quest, I think. People are saying that this quest is worse than the Warrior quest, and I take offense to that. Neri is like Lanessa for Hunter, that or Water Dancer. Yeah, but Hunter's also trash though. So it's like, unless you get lucky from Grifta, or unless you have to run a terrible Murloc card in order to get a 3 damage card, and then you also have to run Pupils, there's a lot of setup for that. I also don't imagine that doubling 1/1s is gonna be good. But we're not talking about Hunter, we're talking about DK. DK is based. If it were up to me, this would be the best quest in the game. But unfortunately, it's not up to me. This card's C tier. It makes me sad. It makes me sad, man. I want this card to be at least B tier, man. I want this card realistically to be A tier. I want it on the same level as this Warlock quest. If this Warlock quest is good. I really feel like this card has a lot of potential. It's gonna be very dependent on the deck, but more importantly so, it's gonna be dependent on what the meta is. If the meta is too fast, it's F tier. If the meta is slow, it's A tier. Probably never gonna be S tier. But realistically, it's probably C tier. I feel like this is gonna be one of those cards where after like a balance patch, suddenly quest DK's good matchups become really good. When I look at the DK quest, I'm asking, why don't I just launch a ship instead? See, Kubu, stop that. Stop that line of thinking. If you standard players, if you top competitive players ruin quest DK because you guys just decide to run nothing but starships, I will not forgive you for this. I will not forgive you, man. I realize, Clark, you unnerved Paladin quest in C tier. Oh, Clark, you so funny, man. Dude, this is going to be a common talking point. This is gonna be a common talking point. The Murloc quest is really not that good. It's a noob card. It beats noobs, and noobs play it. When the meta gets discovered, and when the meta is solved, this quest drops off immediately. I hope this quest is good so that way they nerf it. I want this to be 6 just because I don't want this deck to ever be good. But what's gonna happen is that at the diamond and lower ranks, this is going to be S tier. It will be. I am a hater. Yes, I am a hater. Because I like to actually make my decks work instead of my decks just literally like I want to build a bridge. I don't want the deck to build the bridge for me. Why am I building a bridge at that point? Why does anybody build a bridge at that point? I don't like this design. I don't want it to be good. They haven't been good in like 5 years. I mean, this has nothing to do with Murlocs. It has everything to do with just Unga Bunga deck, man. I don't mind it if a Murloc deck is good, but I just don't want mindless stats to ever be good. If a mindless deck is the best thing in the game's not fun. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not entertaining. It's not fun. It's not engaging. And it is not a good meta if the most brainless deck is number 1. What's the point in playing a card game where decisions matter if the only thing that matters is how quickly I Unga Bunga? At that point, we're not playing a card game, we're playing Mulligan Simulator. That's why I don't like these decks. Does it mean that they shouldn't exist? Not necessarily. But if it's the best deck of the game, I don't want to play Hearthstone. Simple as that. Personal preference. I hate it when these decks are the best thing in the game. Because there's no amount of decision making that matters when Unga Bunga is the only thing that matters. So yeah, I'll be a hater all day. You guys want to hate on combo decks that actually take a lot of setup and a lot of like strategy? Go ahead and hate on that. But this is literally the definition of brainless. You're not supposed to think when playing Murloc Paladin. You're supposed to turn off your brain and just look at big number. Big number equal good. And that's fine. That's fine. I can't turn off my brain. I'm jaded. I don't have the light in my eyes anymore. I can't do that with a Hearthstone deck because the moment that my deck gets taken advantage of, suddenly I have no agency in order to bring myself back into the game. I'm not jaded, I'm Clark. Well, there you go. You're saying it's brainless, but my Tavern Brawl opponents definitely lost to me because of what they did. Kubu. These are Tavern Brawl opponents. You see a wide array of players of all different types of skill in the Tavern Brawl. You're going to be going up against top 100 players. You're never going to have to worry about a Murloc Paladin making the wrong move if you even go up against one. And it's like, even though like this is the thing I hate about saying brainless, but it's just like it's brainless if you understand basic Hearthstone. But if you're watching Netflix or if you're not paying attention and then you just play 6-drop on 6 and then there's no minion that you didn't get the value from the trade, you're like, oh, whoops, probably shouldn't have done that. Maybe could have done something else. Some people just don't even think about it, man. They see they have 6 mana crystals, they play 6 mana card. But yeah, it's a brainless deck. It really is. You have 2 decisions with this deck. Max tempo, maybe draw a card. That's it. But an Agent of Chaos, like with Finja, next card. I don't hate combo decks that require a lot of setup and a lot of strategy. I dislike Psycho Rogue and Insidious. I hate combo decks that simply play till turn 7 and suddenly win. I mean, yeah. And I hate that deck too. I don't really understand what the point is. Spell damage Druid, change it all? Yes, the location got nerfed. Alright, let's move on. Quest Druid. I'm not gonna lie, man. Quest Druid is just gonna, okay. The deck that you guys think that Murloc Paladin is going to be is the deck that Token Druid is actually going to be. Quest Druid versus Murloc Paladin, it's Quest Druid all day long. Token Druid always finds a way. I feel like aggro token is just gonna be the way to go. But here's the thing, man. Token Druid was only an aggro deck in like 2 times in its existence. Token Druid, more times than not, was a mid-range deck. You build up big board, you buff big board out of nowhere because your opponent can't clear every single board that you deal with. I really feel like this is the best quest right now. And I don't think it's close. The difference between Legends top 100 meta is just too different from anything else. Like in Diamond is nothing like that. Well, that's not necessarily the reason. Okay, so what happens at top 100 Legend is that, yes, you have people that are currently trying to, like, counter queue each other and, like, oh, there's a lot of Paladins and a lot of DKs up here. I try to play something that's good against that. If you're at Diamond, then it's a different strategy. But I'll tell you something right now. It's a lot easier to win at Diamond because there are more decks that could be successful. So it's like, a top 100 Legend player and a top 100 meta is going to be different than the Diamond Legend meta. But it's like, the Diamond through Legend meta is so much easier to play around. It's so much easier to just play a deck well and play a deck better more often and get rewarded for it. You know what I mean? The only reason I'm glad that Druid legendaries are good is so they'll expect Taunt Druid. I mean, you don't run this in a non-token Druid, right? You're not playing this in Taunt Druid. Why are you buffing your taunts when you can just bring back another one, you know? Like, it doesn't make Hydration Druid any good. You stifle your early game mulligan. I don't know, man. Druid quest gets complete when you already won the game, though. I mean, if you've already won by the time that you filled up your board 3 times, then you were gonna win the game no matter what, you know? Like, the quest is really good because it helps you build up a win condition against decks that can deal with your board. Druid quest is the mother of all win more cards. Completely disagree, dude. Completely disagree. Because of the weapon, my 1/1s are threats now. Everybody makes this mistake against Token Druid, dude. You know how some people, they would play around 1 Savage Roar, but they wouldn't play around 2 Savage Roars? And if you had 3 1/1s, suddenly that was, what, 15, 19 damage? I'm just saying, dude. 3 board clears, the deck is dead. No. That's not how this works, man. That is not how this works. You think Token Druid is scared of 3 board clears? Nah, it's all about the 5th board cleared. Token Druid is better without quest, it's bait. I don't agree with that. I think the quest is good, but it's gonna be a lot slower than everybody thinks. I agree, Kubu, I agree with you. Remember, man, Token Druid is a mid-range deck. More times than not. The only time that Token Druid was really an aggressive deck is when Patches was in it. So yeah, dude, it's just like, I don't know. Wait, what? Please shut down this Protoss Mage commenter on YouTube saying it requires massive setup. Protoss Mage doesn't require massive setup, in all honesty. It's a cookie cutter combo deck, in all honesty. That's why I don't like it. 3 Tavern Balls assume 5 win minimum. Save quest to level up early. If you play Brawl 2 weeklies, go away. Cool YouTube video today about the DK quest. The 2-cost Raptor gets the Death Rattle to summon 2 plants. Doesn't it affect Umbra's ability? No, it does not. Umbra only activates Death Rattles of minions that actually have natural Death Rattles. When the Raptor is in the graveyard, we'll say, because I can't think of anything else. If it's in the graveyard, Umbra doesn't activate it because naturally that minion does not have a Death Rattle. You give the Death Rattle by activating the Battle Cry. So no, it does not get in the way of the Umbra, and that's why it is much better than that 3-drop that actually is a Death Rattle and gives you a 2/2. What much worse. How is High Cultist here in a B tier? Because if you play this card, you can potentially get value from it as early as turn 6 with Maladar. It could just kind of be an extra like scam and like a good control DK, and you can pull out Travel Security and Awakener of Souls. Very good cards to get. They'll attack into each other, your Travel Security dies, you get an 8-drop, and now you have an 8/5 with Reborn that'll bring back more Travel Securities. Good deck, right? Pretty good. Alright, next up, we have the Shaman Quest. Shaman Quest. Wait, I can't believe I rated the Priest Legendary so low. Dude, this card, okay. I'm gonna be very nice when I say this. This card is trash. That's the nice way of putting it. Now, why is this card bad? This card is bad because you need a board in order for it to be good, and it's only gonna see play in Menagerie Priest. Menagerie Priest isn't gonna be good. It's just not. I really don't believe in this card because the deck is already good without this 3-drop. You're going to have more situations with this card that it is just sitting in your hand doing absolutely nothing. You have absolutely nothing going on until you play this card. Clark didn't read what it does. I know what it does, man. If you have a board and then you play it and then you attack with a minion that has 6 HP. I'm aware of that. I'm saying that's not going to be good enough. Don't underestimate the power of aggro priest players. They come up with the most wild lists imaginable. Yeah, and that's why the deck's not going to be good. That's because you have to come up with these wild things because you have such bad cards in an aggro deck. Aggro priest isn't going to see play. And even if it is good, I'll never play it. So, yeah, I would put this in the F tier if Toru wasn't so terrible. Heard the last 3 batches of cards. Aggro Priest has the best 1-drops in the game. Yeah, and how often do you get those 1-drops? Sometimes you don't get them. This card is strictly, I need to play this on 3 and win with it. And maybe you play it on turn 4, but then if you're playing it by turn 5, you already lost the game. There's way too much, like, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more board trading and a lot more, like, actual board interaction happening right now. And it's just like, Aggro Priest just isn't gonna live, man. It's not. I just don't see it. Is anyone really excited to play Aggro Priest either? The answer should be no. The Priest Legendary would be good if the Priest has a good aggro deck, i.e. something else is carrying the deck, and then it'll just be a supporting card. See, I agree. This card is just, it's not good. I'm not getting baited. I'm getting rage baited right now. Aggro Priest is the king of board decks. No, it's not. No, it's not. Aggro Priest dies by turn 5 because I AoE'd it once. Alright. Again, it's D tier. It should be F tier because Priest isn't going to see play. But other than that, I don't know. Okay, here's my ultimate take. I'm kind of memeing, but here's my actual take. This deck isn't going to be nearly as good as 77 Priest. There you go. Priest players are not going to play Menagerie aggro. They're going to play the 77 combo deck. And if they're not doing that, they're going to make Control, and they're going to complain about Control not being good. D tier. I really don't believe that Priest players want to play aggro. Bro saw Resuscitate and is thinking that Priest is not going to see play. No, Priest is going to see play, but not Menagerie aggro. Like, Resuscitate is going to be the only reason why it's good. Ever suck myself off before bed? All the time. How do you think I sleep at night? Priest will get like 5 good decks because Resuscitate is broken. I do agree on that. How is Revive your aggro Priest is not going to be running aggro? Because you play 5-mana card that revives your cards and then you die immediately the next turn. I'm telling, dude, aggro. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have a chart, okay? Let me get the chart. Let me make a chart real quick. Very simple to understand chart, yeah? Here's the equation to Hearthstone happiness. Okay? This is all you need. This is the only advice that I can give you. If it's a Priest card, it's 0 out of 10 unplayable because Priest won't see play. Priest either won't see play because no one wants to play it, or Priest won't see play because it's the worst deck in the game. Flawless logic. Flawless logic. That's how this goes. Priest decks are either the worst decks in the game because no one wants to touch them, aka Baron's Priest, or they're so laughably unplayable that you can't even use them. So, yeah. There you go. This says, okay, Priest has some of the fun decks, at least, and some of the least most fun decks, in my opinion. I agree with that, Kubu. Boar Priest, Raza Priest, base decks. Base decks. Everything else cringe. Like, Priest really is just one of those classes, in my opinion, where the first time that you lose to a Priest, you're like, oh, that was annoying. The second time you lose to a Priest, you're like, wow, that was really annoying. And then the third time you lose to it, you're like, wow, that's fucking annoying. Lost a Priest counter? You can keep track of that yourself. Who cares about losing to Priest though, dude? I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day. If I'm 10-1 against Priest, I'll give that one to them. I'll give them a little crumb. Are you saying aggro Priest will be weak? Are you saying that you won't play it? Yes. It's weak. It's boring, and I feel. You know what I honestly believe? I believe that there are more people that are willing to play Token Druid and Murloc Paladin because they're like the fun aggro, right? Or keep in mind, they're probably gonna be mid range, but let's just use aggro as an example. People would rather break their foreheads into a wall trying to make these kind of aggro decks work than ever try to make aggro Priest work. Some people just have an absolute agenda against Priest. And that's fine. Mistaking boring for bad, they are not the same. Yes, boring is bad, because you wanna know what boring does? Boring makes me log out. Boring, bad. If I log out, bad. If I wanna quit the game when I'm playing up against the deck, bad. Yes, boring is bad. And that's why whenever I see these kind of archetypes, I shit talk them immensely. Because it's like, oh, okay, so you just want to make Menagerie Priest into a thing. You guys are doing everything in your power in order to build up like Menagerie Jug as like a good card, even though players still keep finding a way to completely break the pallets that you are trying to lift this card up on. Stop forcing archetypes like this, is what I'm trying to say. Because who wants this? I don't. It's boring. All right, I've been ranting about this for too long. I've been gaslighting a lot of people for reactions and for comments, but I gave you my honest take about it. I just feel like the other things for Priest are gonna be immensely better than anything this garbage 3-drop can do. Yeah, Wilted Shadow is just gonna be good. That really is the TLDR. 7-mana Druid is playable on Aviana Druid. I don't think you'd want to play it in Aviana Druid. Doesn't really make sense. I shuffle a bunch of 1-drops into my deck and then suddenly I make them 5? Not a good idea. Okay, Shaman Quest. Shaman Quest. I want to put this in the D tier as well, man. Shaman Quest might be secretly F tier. I feel like this is one of the worst quests, to be honest. Like, the only way that this card is gonna be good is if you literally hit the nuts curve. I feel like if you were gonna buff any of these cards, instead of buffing the Murloc Paladin quest, you should have buffed this to 6. Like, this being 6 would actually make it immensely easier in order to proc the reward. And even then, dude, the reward really doesn't feel that good unless you shutter block it. Getting 2 adaptations, what if you get like taunt and summon 1/1s or something? Jug is better than this quest reward? That kind of hurts, because you're kind of true. It's kind of true, man. Insanely broken Shaman cards are absolute shit. There's no in-between. Shaman can never be mid. Yeah, Shaman kind of... I mean, Shaman either gets freeze mechanics or it gets Marabi. If you have Shutter Block, might as well just play Insidious without any setup. And see, that's another thing. This card just kind of gets overshadowed by everything that exists. Damn, is this actually F tier, bro? Is this actually worse than Warrior Quest? You have to play Amalgam with this quest, F? Chat, Saul Goodman's got a point. You got me convinced straight to the electric chair. Yeah, dude, I have to give this card an F. Amalgam stacks mutations though, dude. Who gives a fuck, man? Who cares if Amalgam stacks? You're dead. It's just like, I'm so tired of, what about Amalgam? This happens every single time. It's like, well, what about Amalgam? What about Amalgam? Like, you add a card into your deck, and then immediately you're gonna draw the Amalgam, and you're gonna be like, wow, what a great card. It's like, this happens every single time. There's like anything that could be remotely good with like stacking abilities, is that everyone's like, bro, what about Amalgam? It's not, no, dude, no. Amalgam is ass, get over it, exactly, thank you. Amalgam should get summoned when drawn? Absolutely not. Because then it just becomes Poison Rush, and then you break it. Speaking of, you know, speaking of things being too good, just gonna make the boy cracked out like that? Infinite removal? I don't think so. A minion with all minion types was considered too broken for this game 5 years ago. Now look at us. Wait, what was the first Amalgam card? Was it Circus? It was Circus Amalgam, right? It's a Timmy card. Witchwood? Oh, wait, the Witchwood. Oh, God, wait a minute, wait. Oh, it was, wait, there was a... Oh, shit, what was it, guys? I'm blanking on the card right now. There was also Mistake, you know, the 1/3. That was pretty good, too. 3/4? Oh, Nightmare Amalgam. Yeah, right. It was just a 3/4. It was just Spider Tank, but it was all tribes. Okay, I do remember that now. All right, moving on. Hunter Quest. I mean, dude, it's really sad that a lot of these quests are not getting above the B tier right now. Hunter Quest is F tier as well. I feel like Tempo has a place. But here's the issue. This is the anti-tempo deck. If you're playing this on 1, you're kind of throwing away your advantage, especially if you're going first. But it's like, I feel like the minions that you get from this can honest to God sway the game. Like, if I get a Ursoc, that wins the game, you know? Why is Murloc Quest on C? Because it's gonna fall off, man. It's gonna be a deck that a lot of people know how to counter. It'll be really good at bowling the lower decks, but other than that, it's not gonna be good at High Legend. Zoom in, card names are unreadable. I can't zoom in anymore, unfortunately. This is otherwise I'm not gonna get the entire thing. Octazari for 2 mana. There's also that. Octazari for 2 mana is pretty funny, but it's not really that good. But yeah, it's definitely D tier because like the other issue is you have to play Beast Hunter. Beast Hunter is very dependent on curve, and if you don't have curve, you die immediately. You miss like 1 turn, you die. Wisp with a summon when drawn be too strong. Depending on how you look at it, if you're only running it for cycle uses, then yes, because if you think about it, then that means that you have 28 cards in your deck. So, to an extent, kind of. Actually, yeah, it would be extremely good because of that. So, no. Yeah, I don't even know why you're suggesting that, to be honest. But yeah, the Hunter Quest just doesn't have anything going on for it, dude. Like, you have to run odd cost cards. I don't know. It feels like it has potential, but it's nowhere near as good as either of the cards. And then you also have the Mage Quest, and it's like, Mage Quest is like D tier low-key as well. It's like, this card is fun. And maybe there's like a way of cracking this out. There actually like might be a way of making this card good. But I can't see it, dude. Every single time that I saw this card, it did more damage than good. And I love this card. Don't make me think that, I don't want you guys to think that like I hate this card or anything like that. This is a really fun card and is in line with what Casino Mage deck should do. But there's just so much damage this card can do to you, man. Like the 7 mana card, if you play that, there's a lot of 8 drops that negatively affect you. There's burn down in the random discovery. So like you just have lots of ways of just overdrawing cards, and then you suddenly don't even get your value. You have like pocket dimension. It's like some of these cards are really bad to discover. So it's like Does Mage have a reason not to play this? If they want a consistent deck that isn't going to rely on too much random, then yes. We're rating strength or fun factor. We're rating this on strength. We're rating this on meta relevance. This would be a completely different tier list if we were rating fun. It would be pretty much S tier or F tier. Card does the same amount of damage to the opponent. The weakness is you auto concede to aggro. I don't even agree with that. This card is not guaranteed to get damage. It's not guaranteed to get damage. So yeah, dude, it's just like I feel like this card just does more damage than anything. So yeah. I hate randomness that can backfire like that. It's just bad game design, in my opinion. I don't think it's bad game design to have a low roll. It's bad game design if all you have are low rolls. Like, this card has potential of doing like very nutty things, but it's a casino card. It's kind of like with Yogg, right? Like, I don't think Yogg is necessarily a badly designed card, because it pushes the online card game mechanics to its very limits, and I think that's a cool thing. Like, you can't do that in a conventional card game. You can't do that in Magic the Gathering, where you play a Legendary, and then suddenly you're like, it casts random black spell cards, or random white spell cards, or whatever, man. Like, I feel like random is fine, but whenever you're like, oh, random has to be good, or if is random good at the top, then yeah, it can be a little bit bullshit. But it's just one of those things to where I don't mind this kind of design. But in terms of power level, man, this card is just, I don't think it's there.
My God, how did he do it?
And another card.
HELLSCREAM, the best Hearthstone player that ever lived.
Gotta be honest, man. I don't believe in my card reveal. I really don't. I don't believe in Titanographer. The Mage Quest is S tier? I don't think it is, man. I think the Mage cards are very underwhelming. My Mage Hope? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I feel like the Mage Quest has potential. Alright, there might be a way to make it work, but it's going to be a very specific deck that you're going to have to play to make it work. So it's like, Titanographer, there are so many bad Titan abilities. Like, if you get any of the Rogue Titan abilities, the Warrior Titan abilities, the Hunter... Dude, wait, hold on. Can you even get Hunter? Because Hunter interacts with your weapon, and you're not guaranteed to get a weapon. So, like, yeah, you probably can't get the Hunter one, but, like, that just kind of, like, points it out, man. Like, they literally had to make this card better because there are so many bad Titans or very specific Titan abilities. What you're saying is that this expansion will be Rusticon's Rumble 2.0? I don't think that's going to be the case whatsoever. I just feel like the power difference between some of these legendaries is just that massive. Like, if I had an SS tier, you know, like better than S tier, Elise would go in it. 100%. Why is Shaman F tier? Because it's not good. It's too slow. The adaptations aren't going to make that much of a difference. Shutter Block really feels like the only way to pop off with a card like that. And the unbelievably slow tempo that you have in this kind of deck is just not going to be worth running. I also just personally don't believe in this quest. So yeah. I feel like Titanographer is not going to be good enough, though. Bad part of the 7/7 is that half the effects are linked to the Titan's battle cries or passive effects. Yeah, it's kind of an issue. Can I explain why the Druid minion is so good? Because it's a battle cry. Remember Naga Sea Witch? Naga Sea Witch was like one of the most busted cards that we've ever seen in this game. Ever, period. Don't even think about trying to debate me on this. If you weren't here for what was Naga Sea Witch Giants decks, I don't want to hear you complaining. This card gives me heavy vibes towards that kind of card because in Druid, it is very easy for you to have 7 mana by, like, let's say turn 5, and then you play this card. All of your cards cost 5 mana, right? All your minions. Well, guess what? Most of your minions that you're running in this deck have discounts. Giants, Ceaseless. So you play this 5/5, you then play Ceaseless, you play double 8/8, and then if you have mana left over, you might even still be able to do something else. Really good. Very good. Insanely good. S tier good, even. Rogue Quest is bad? I believe so, yes. The problem is you had 2 Nagas often, so you just don't draw this card. In Hunter, in Druid, you literally have Minion Tutor. It's consistent. That's why it's going to be good. It's just about a matter of figuring out the deck. So Torga. Torga C tier. I don't think this card is that good, on all honesty. You know what I have to, you know what I think I have to do, man? I think I have to do this. Because I feel like I have to make this card good. This card is better than I think it is compared to everything else. But yeah, Torga C tier, and we're gonna put the Demon Hunter Quest in B tier, I think. Torga is good. I feel like good draw and decent tutor. What are you tutoring? What, are you tutoring the Hunter Kindred card? Are you tutoring the Murloc Kindred card? It's 4 mana. If I have to play a 4 mana 2/7 in order to get an advantage, I've already lost my advantage. It needs to... I don't believe the Kindred cards are really that insane. And it's like, there's Razadier. That might be like the only real good utilization of this card. In the Hunter class, it's not good. In the Paladin class, it's not good. In the Rogue class, I don't even think it's playable. So like, what's Razadier do again? 4 mana 7/7 discards a minion from your discards a card from your hand. If you have Kindred, then it discards from your opponent's hand. Yeah, the Kindred pool is just bad at the moment. I feel like they do this every time whenever they do this. Wait, why skipping Paladin? What do you mean skipping Paladin? Like, why skipping? Because it's not being played in Murloc Paladin. You are not playing this card in Murloc Paladin. Get out of here if that's your take. Oh my god, please no. No, it doesn't. No, if we are not playing this in Murloc Paladin. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, because we have the Murloc card that gives your Kindred twice, like you have a Kindred that can trigger twice, and you could use this to tutor that card. Why wouldn't you just draw Murlocs? Why wouldn't you just draw them a deck? Torga greater than Finja? Stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the... Did you just say that Torga, in Murloc Paladin we're talking about, you think that Torga is better than Finja? Finja, a stealth card that if it kills a minion, pulls 2 Murlocs out of the deck. For 1 card, that's 3 Murlocs. I must be bad at math. Because 1 = 3, I feel like that's good, right? You want to play a 4 mana 2/7 that draws a very specific Murloc that's also not even guaranteed to get the other Murloc that goes with it. And Larry also just said the other part. Why would you play Torga when you have Brain Guilt? Guys, you need to stop reinventing the wheel when it comes to Hearthstone decks. Murloc Paladin is called Murloc Paladin. You put Murlocs in it. You do not put Torga in Murloc Paladin. I am willing to bet $10 on this if anyone's gonna take this bet, but I feel like it'd be the dumbest bet to take. It's like, dude, no, you're not putting Torga in a Murloc deck. If Torga is actually in the best version of HSReplay, the best Murloc Paladin, I will give 2 subs. Yeah, I've been rage baited by Torga. It's not seeing play in Murloc Paladin. It's just not. Remember when we made fun of Grunty? Grunty will be good in Murloc Paladin, so mark my words, man. Torga walks into every deck, period? Absolutely not. Not every deck cares about Kindred cards. So yeah, dude. 2 subs? Wow, nice bet. I mean, hey, man, it's like $10. You don't know my bank account? Not even 20? Not even 20? I see that I've been in the market for a new table. I mean, technically, I guess I wouldn't mind a new gaming table, but I really don't need a new gaming table, man. These ads are just trying hard. They think I'm a gamer and they saw Secret Lab and they're like, ah, gamer. Got him. Okay, so yeah, that's the tier list. That's everything I really have to say about these cards. I'll just go through it one more time and explain, just for everyone that got in here late, why I put these cards in the position that I did. Let's get the music back up. Okay, so Elise, Oh god, see, chat. Clark, can you zoom in? Clark, can you zoom in? I can't see the cards. Clark, I can't see the cards. Guys, what happened? What happened to the cards? Yeah. Now you know. What is happening with your ads using ad blocker? All right, let's use this website with my oh, what is this? Oh wow. It's like it's like the first thing you thought of was exactly the first thing that I thought of. It's amazing what logic, you know. It's amazing what you can do when you have basic brain. What do you think the first thing I did was? Do you think I just love huffing ads like fucking Galaxy Gas? Just down an ad blocker. Yeah, exactly, dude. Screenshot the tier list? Yes, I'm about to screenshot it. I'm about to put it in the Discord. But I was gonna explain myself. I was gonna explain myself for all the tardy parties right now. Not joking, they exist. Bro, if I need ad blockers for my ad blockers, then we really are screwed, man. Like, I just don't know how else to put it. Alright. So now it's in the Discord. Okay. So let me explain this to all the people that got here late. Elise is the best card in the set, easily. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the best card in the entire game. Maybe, okay, it's definitely the best card in Goro. Hopefully the entire game. This card is nuts. So much utility, so many different ways of going about it. There might be a legitimate win condition you can pick with this card. Excuse me. It's just really good. Very, very good. Low. It's like the question I've gotten the most today. Why is low gonna be good? Low is gonna be good for the fact that you have cards that reduce their own mana cost. Giants, ceaseless. You play low, you play giant and ceaseless, that happens so insanely good. S is a safe craft. I think S is just like what I believe is going to be the best. The safest craft is just going to be Elise. Safe craft doesn't necessarily mean that you're making a card for a good deck. Safe craft, I feel like, is a card you're going to get the most amount of use from. So like, case in point, if Token Druid is good, it's not necessarily a safe craft because what if you can't get the rest of the deck? I feel like safe crafts are cards that are useful in a lot of different decks. So like Elise, 100% a safe craft if it's something you have to craft. But like, low is going to be insanely good. Low is going to be insanely good because of the mana cheating you can do. Then you have Token Druid. Token Druid always finds a way, in my opinion. It's a mid-range deck. It's going to be good. People leave up 1/1s all the time. They're not going to use an AoE at the right time, and then suddenly it'll just be, it's just going to storm with the game. I feel like it's really good in that aspect. Warlock Quest, I feel like, is the sleeper of the meta. Warlock Quest kind of depends on tempo, but I feel like there's a way to make like a deck that doesn't need the quest to win, but if you activate the quest, then your chances of winning just go up dramatically. So yeah. Can I zoom in a little? I'm a little blind. I put my screenshot in Discord because if I zoom in, this happens. So I really can't zoom in. This is the best you're gonna get. Maybe you should get your eyes checked. Ha! Got him. But then you have Neri. Neri is just gonna be good because it's gonna see play and Discover Hunter. It's actually insane how they just made Linessa for Discover Hunter. Paris of Paradise cards are gonna be really good. Umbra. Umbra's is a solid card. I used to hate this card, but it's good now. It's got other death rattles that you can utilize. It's gotta have like a deck that is actually not that bad, you know? You can't read the screenshot in Discord either. rage baited a lot by chat today. You wanna know how you can read the cards? You wanna know how you can read the card? If you don't know the cards yet, then you need to go to the website and look at the cards. I don't feel like with a tier list you should be able to know what it is. I can't. Whose tier list was able to zoom in all the way? No tier list that I've seen has had readable text. Yeah, reading is hard. Why do you think I'm going over the tier list again? Hey Clark, I just arrived. Is Neri a good card? As I just explained, Neri. Welcome to being a streamer, chat. You have to repeat yourself a lot and not go crazy. There's Banter's list. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. I can't take this list seriously. I can't. They really rated the DK quest a 1. Let's just go through the quests. Oh, as comparing. All right, what do they rate all the quests? DK 1. Sure. Toru would be a 0 if we could make him that. They rated the Druid quest 1? Really? A 1? My eyes so much light. Oh yeah, dude. Light mode enjoyers, bro. If you're a light mode enjoyer, then you're gonna have your cataract. You're gonna need a cataract surgery. Your eyes are gonna be crying for like some kind of ointment or like whatever liquid they have to squeeze in your eye, you know? Eye drops. They rated Murloc Paladin Quest 3. Dude, I was at the stream when they were talking about that. It's funny how they all got gaslit from saying it was going to be a 2 to a 3 because it's going to be good in the lower ranks. I find it personally offensive that they didn't say that this card is good, but they said that the Murloc Paladin Quest was good. Like, come on, man. Double standard here. Another 1 for the food chain. They rated the Mage Quest 3? Resideer as a 1/4, it's a 4 mana 7/7. Because Zoo just isn't good. Tempo Warlock is just the worst it's been in literal years. It's probably the reason why. Twitch chat gave this a 1.5. Unbelievable. Yeah, Banter gave this a 3-star. This is a 2-star card for sure. What is this? What is this? This card is bad. This card will not see play. This card is terrible. It's a terrible card. Banter rated this a 4? What happened to my goat? Crystal Tender, it's 2 mana wild growth with half body half the time. It's basically a Viper on the other half. That's not how it works. Crystal Tender is only going to be a wild growth if you're going second. Even, hold on, it doesn't even work that way? Wait a minute, it's if you're going first, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. Because it's not a wild growth. You're talking about the card that, like, puts you at the same mana crystals as your opponent, right? Gonna see why this is a 4 on day 1. How the fuck, dude? Whenever a friendly minion attacks, set its health equal to this one. So you have to stick a board, and then you have to have this card. Like, there's no way Aggro Priest is that good. There's no way Aggro Priest is that good. I'm not getting gaslit right now, bro. I swear to God. Aggro Priest becomes good, I might legitimately stop making Hearthstone content. Aggro Priest is already sticking 1-drops. Yeah, so what? You're just gonna coin this on turn 2? You're just gonna make a 3/6? That 3/3 that silences itself? Oh god, man. It actually is disgusting thinking about it because it's a 3/6 that's silenced. Got a link to these ratings? Chat gave me the link. There you go. Aggro Priest in the Brawl while missing 80% of the good cards, lost 2 games over 10 run. You cannot use the Brawl as an example of why this card would be good. Like, when it comes to aggro decks, I feel like you cannot use limited limited formats as an example, because aggro decks are very dependent on like a 1 or 2 drop from like other expansions. Like sometimes those kind of cards make the deck. Like, I don't feel like that's an apt comparison. If people were to make use of this, maybe in like the TC event, I could kind of give this a little bit more legitimacy. But I'm telling you, man, this is the ultimate win more card. Like, you already stuck a board. You were probably gonna win before this piece of shit ever hit the field. I'm telling you, man, this card's a 1. This card is a 0. I would rate this a 0 if Tora wasn't in the set. Are you giving this a 3? Twilight Mender is so low. Get a random Holy Spell and Shadow Spell because you'd rather have low costing mana. Low costing spells so that we can proc the quest. You don't really want to play this on turn 3. Oh yeah, what do they rate Resuscitate? Okay, good. Yeah, this is insta 5. They only rated this a 3. Story of Amara a 1. Yeah, that's pretty legit. This being a 2 or in a 3 is unforgivable though. I feel like this card has like just 0 potential. Maybe I'm wrong though. I would be fine about being wrong about this, but if this card is good, then fire the alarms. They gave this a 3? Why? A 3? This fucker clears board. He's kind of good. Bro, he's 6 mana as a rogue. I said this earlier. I feel like this card is just going to be better as like a random discovery. You know? Like, it's just going to be one of those things to where you get it from Lucky Comet and that's why it's good. But the card itself is not good. A 6 mana 6/4 draw 2 to all enemies. Draw 2, deal 2 to all enemies. How is it not decent? There are 2 cards that cheat mana for it. That's exactly the problem, brother. You have to cheat this out. I would rather do anything else with Scoundrel. How do you combo 6 mana cards? Scoundrel. Prep. Prep into 6 mana, do something else. I just don't see it, man. This card, like, the way that I see it is that by the time that you play this card and it deals 3, you're already dealing with a board that has more than 3 HP. You know? I feel like this is just bait. 100% this is bait. Gave the quest a 1, gave the Brahma a 1. You're giving Oppu a 3. They are giving Oppu a 3, but they are giving the Warlock quest a 2? What? How are you giving this a 2? This card's at least a 3, dude. Who are these guys anyway? McBanter is probably one of the best, if not the best, American player right now. So it's like, that's why I can't believe this, man. Giving Catacombs a 4, but Escape a 2 is wild. I mean, Catacombs goes into every deck, though. Catacombs is a 5. It'd be a 6, actually, out of a scale of 4. It's that good of a card. It's a 6 out of 4. Hard for me to evaluate these quests because I don't know how fast it takes to get them online. The quests on Warlock can be very quick. Didn't play Warlock in TC, that's why. Did he not play it during the Tavern Brawl? Because it's like, I feel like you can't really judge certain archetypes very well, but like when half of the archetype is literally in the deck, or I'm sorry, when like half of the deck is new cards and it's in the Tavern Brawl, you can really gauge like how consistent some of this stuff is. I feel like Warlock felt really good because it has good comeback ability. Banter didn't play the Tavern Brawl, you know, there you go. Now everything makes sense. Catacombs, best card in the set by miles. I think Elise is actually, but yeah, it's up there. I feel like this card's at least a 3. There's so much potential for this, and if you want a good quest deck, then this is it. Catacombs just makes your deck 28 cards, pretty much. Really good card. That's why Aquatic Form was really good. Not listening to his opinion anymore. Bro is literally unaware. Bro, be quiet. Everything we're talking about right now is gonna be made irrelevant tomorrow as soon as the first meta deck is figured out. You can't be like, oh, bro, I used to listen to this guy until he said that this was bad and then it turned out to be good. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. I am giving, yeah, dude, cards come out tomorrow. Yeah, cards coming out tomorrow, brother. Better get ready. Menagerie quest DK? I'm gonna cry if that's the case, because you're never gonna be winning with the quest in that case. Warlock set is the only set that has sauce. No, DK has sauce. I love the DK quest. DK cards are really cool in my opinion. Do I get this a 2? Twit. Twitch chat literally didn't vote on this. It's the only card that doesn't have a Twitch chat vote. That means this is a 0. Yeah, man, this card is a 0 out of 8. This card's a 0/8. Jesus Christ, man. At least give this thing like 1 attack or something. Why would you pay 1 to draw 1? Because if you would, that is 3 mana, 6/4, deal 3 to all enemies. That's only with the setup, though. I really don't, I know that Rogue sometimes wants AoE, but you want to know something else? This card is just like, in the mid-game, you're just dead half the time. I don't know, man. There are 2 2/8s in this set. Why? Yeah, this thing and the other one. I mean, at least this thing has taunt. And it summons a Fell Beast, so it does something. Okay, alright, excuse me. They gave the Warrior Quest 2? It's a content card? I mean, but it's bad, though. Warrior Quest is just Time Warp? Yeah, like 30% of the time. Oh, man, they don't believe in the Enrage. Dinosaur only a 2? Well, whoever was ranting about Crystal Tender, there you go. Not even Twitch chat believes in it. Wait, Curious Explorer, 2 mana, 3/5. Oh, Death Threat will reduce the cost of a minion in your opponent's hand by 2. This is gonna be a fun card to roll out of random 2-drop rolls. Chat gave this a 3 and Banter gave it a 1. I think Ooze is kind of funny, but it's a balanced way of doing like Wind Fury. Questing Assistant 1. This card isn't good. I don't believe in it personally. Questing Assistant slots into every quest deck. No, it does not. No, it does not. The reason I really don't like this card is because like Questing Assistant is one of those cards where it's like it's new bait. Where it's like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you want to play this 2 mana 3/2 that deals 2 damage on turn 2? And then you go into a matchup where you top deck this card on like turn 10. Like, it slots into 0 quest deck, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything meaningful. Like, think of it this way. If you have this card, you don't have a win condition. You don't have draw. You just have 2 damage on a stake. It's just really not that good of a card. It's like Dimensional Core, and Dimensional Core is bad. Dimensional Core, you only run 1 of if you even do run it. And they also have the buff Dimensional Core, so I don't know if that's a good example. Promothin Challenger, this being only a 2? Bro, this card's a 4. This card's a 4 in Murloc Paladin because it 100% sees play in that deck without any ifs, ands, or buts about it. But all the other Kindred cards, they're really not that good to double up in all honesty. The issue that I have with this kind of card is that it is obviously only going to be good with this 4-drop. With this guy right here. Because he's the only Kindred card that's a Murloc. How the hell am I going to play this and then play my Razadier? Whoa, wait. What is with this range here, dude? Pterodactyl Egg is a 4 in Twitch chat, but Banther is only rating it a 1. Do you think we should do this raid to see what your community thinks, or is it too slow? I mean, I should have done this beforehand, in all honesty. I didn't realize this thing existed. I would rate these pretty quickly, honestly. 3.8? How is this not a 4.0? Excuse me. Challenger is not that bad with the DK Kindred. What even is the DK Kindred? Oh, this? No, I can't even say that I agree with it. There's better ways of, there's just better slots, man. Like, the other, the Raptor? I mean, but like, no, so like you could use it to make the Raptor draw twice, but it's like 3 into 4 doesn't work. So you would have to play that on 3, do something else on 4, and then play that. Yeah, I don't think it's good. Ignore me? Okay, gotcha. This card being a 1 makes sense. Really surprised to see this at a 2. Can't spell goat without Torga. I don't feel like Elise is as good as you're hyping it up to be. Why is it a 4 in your eyes? How, it's solid in Warrior, a bad deck, maybe Triple Blood. How are you dominating the meta? Brother, you're only dude, okay, so you just self-reported on yourself. You're only thinking that Elise is going into a control deck. That's not at all what Elise is gonna do, man. Elise is gonna be extremely good in like Rogue, for example, because you're gonna be able to bounce this card a whole bunch of times. It's gonna be very good in DK because making copies of cards and discovering spells can be very good and very clutch at the right time. Sometimes you just care about getting armor and stuff like this. You never take 10 from Elise. It depends on the deck. If you're doing something like a GAM combo, or if you do, like, actually, I disagree with that because there's a combo that's really good in DK, where if I make a 1/1 and I have 10 mana location, I make a copy of that 1/1 into a 10/10. It now has charge, and if you're lucky enough to get a +4 on top of that, then that is 14 +5 +4. That's 20 damage. So like, yeah, at least it's not a control card, it's a mid-range card. It's just a really good tempo tool. Bouncing Elise, why did you put that nightmare into my head? Because it's gonna be really funny, and also, it's 4 mana. Sonya Scoundrel. So yeah, it's gonna be really funny. Elise is by far the best card in the deck because of its utility. It's going to see play in several decks, and decks are literally going to bend over to make the Elise battle cry actually work. They're gonna bend backwards to make this happen. Jamming in aggro decks. I also feel like it could be good in aggro decks too, yeah. But yeah, just have to build the deck around it. But yeah, Torga's a 1. This card's a 1. I like to see Umbra being rated a little bit higher. Krog being a 1 makes sense. I'm sad by that. Chat rated this a 4. Gigasaur, bro. Yeah, he should. I'm mad that Banter rated this a 1. You know what I see when I look at Ultra Gigasaur? Ultra Gigasaur. There's a reason they made this 11 mana. Okay? There's a reason they made this 11 mana. He's gotta be good in at least something. And at least one deck, my boy's gotta be good. You can't evolve into it. Honestly, dude, I would have been fine with Ultrasaur being a 10. But then, no, then again, never mind, no. I don't think I'd be okay with that. Like, it probably is just because of the evolve, but like, let's be honest, dude, like, they can't just print an 11 mana pack filler like this, right? There has to be something. They print on Goro 3, there's gonna be a 12 mana 2856. I look at Gigasaur, I see 5 mana 1423 for Warrior. See, that's the other thing I was thinking of too. You could make Ultra Gigasaur really good in like a big Warrior. Or like Big Druid. Maybe Big Druid just wants to throw this out in turn 6 or something, man. Like, you could do that. Bro's acting like Death Beetle into Audio Amplifier never existed. Okay, I feel like that's not... You can't use Death Beetle as an example because Death Beetle wasn't good until like the last expansion that it was alive. I want to die too in Ultra Gigasaur OTK. Hunter can make it 0 mana with Imbue Hero Power. Yeah, but then you have to play Imbue Hunter. Beetle was good for 2 people. What do you mean? It was literally the best deck in the format at one point. I played that deck a lot and had a lot of fun with it. Even I had a positive win rate with it. Spill Charge into the dude that copies them in Wild, the biggest brain play. What's the 3 cost minion? When you destroy your minion, you get a buff equal to its stats? Ooze. You're saying you want to use Ultra Gigasaur for an Ooze combo? That feels like a lot of setup. Cards that do nothing on the turn that they are dropped that usually and aren't sticky aren't good cards, sadly. That's usually how it goes. I mean, you can't execute, bro. You can execute anything no matter how big it is. I feel like some people in chat have never had the moment of throwing down an Ancient One, throwing down a 30/30 minion just to have it get completely removed from the board anyway. And that is just always the saddest thing about big, beefy stats. It always dies to an execute. And there's just not much that you can really do about it. Ultra Gigasaur with charge, Dark Gift is gonna feed families. Have my ships cleared by arena, but I've been sadder than that. I haven't been. I do not miss that. For damn certain. Can I look at this? I mean, it's a rogue deck. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about rogue currently. Pressure points. You know, I forgot pressure points was a card. That discounts the Opoo even more. Okay, is it Apu like from The Simpsons, or is it Opoo? Because I'm not gonna lie, Opoo sounds a lot worse than Apu. Yeah, Opoo, exactly. That's how we know this card is bad. He's poo. He literally has poo in his name. I don't really understand the point of this deck. Nightmare Fuel? Like, brother, like, put an Elise or something in this deck. Like, I feel like you just typed combo and just put in everything. Yeah, bro, did you literally just type in combo and just put in a whole bunch of stuff? Yes, I did. Bro, have you guys ever seen that episode of Yu-Gi-Oh? It's like very early in the season. It's like, I think it's like the 3rd episode or something, where Joey shows Yugi his deck, and he's like, yeah, I filled it with every single butt-kicking monster I could find. And then Yugi just looks at the deck being like, nobody could win with this. That's how I feel sometimes looking at Twitch chat decks. It's like, bro, you literally just typed in combo and just filled out this deck. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I did. How'd you know? It's like, bro, because I could literally see it. Lost to this deck and the brawl was a little salty. Wait, what? You lost a combo road? I saw that episode and was ashamed. Yeah, dude, he got called out by Yu-Gi-Oh. The great thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, especially if you watch the Japanese version, it really, like, it teaches you the game as it goes by showing you mechanics and how they're utilized. Now, granted, it doesn't teach you it accurately, but it's like, they teach you a lot of different ways of looking at, like, a card game, you know? The best Yu-Gi-Oh is Season 0. I mean, that's unfair. That's kind of an unfair comparison. Season 0 Yu-Gi-Oh is what the creator wanted, and then regular Yu-Gi-Oh that was on like 4Kids was made for kids. But even then, like, Yugi cheats more in later episodes. I mean, Yugi cheats throughout the entire series. He cheats when he cheats whenever the plot's relevant for him. I've won so many duels as a kid. If I had known, I could just attack the fucking moon. That is the best quote to pull out. You win the game, fuck you, I destroy the moon. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, bro's a born winner. I mean, chat, I've told this story a whole bunch of times, but my favorite memory about Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. Does anybody remember what Time Wizard does? What do you do with Time Wizard? You flip a coin. You flip a coin, and he's got an ability that's based off of that coin flip, right? I was 7 years old when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! 7, almost 8 years old. You wanna know what I did when I played Time Wizard? I didn't get a coin. Of course not. Why would I grab a coin? I'm a child. I eat dirt. I don't understand how the world works. So literally what I did against my younger brother, mind you, I played my Time Wizard, I stood up, I started spinning my arm like in the show Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I was like, oh no, would you look at that? It looks like the ability hit. Oh, it looks like your monsters are all gone now, because that's what happens in the anime. I literally did that shit. That is like my most vivid memory of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It was in my grandma's living room. White carpet, white couch. There's like a little like thing like next to us that we would sometimes like climb on. It was like a little futon or something like that. And it's like, dude, my brother hated playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With me when we were younger, cause I would do shit like that. Can I build Carnasso Hunter? Like, where you try to shuffle Raptors into your deck and buff them a lot. I could try to make a deck like that, but as of right now, I feel like I really don't know how to build it, cause like, I kind of had that idea, and honestly, I should just show you guys the decks that I'm thinking of, and then I'm gonna end the stream because I really don't have anything else I have planned today. I was thinking about doing a YouTube watch party, but I have some other stuff I have to edit before tomorrow. I also have to run some errands, so unfortunately, I think we have to wait on the watch party. So, if you guys want to know the decks that I am most interested in, most interested in right now, you can go to my deck list part of my Discord, and I have 11 decks that are prepared that I plan on trying on the first day. But I'm gonna warn you guys, I'm playing a lot of Mill Warlock. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Mill Warlock. I'm gonna see how good Elise is at Mill Warlock. I feel like this deck is just gonna be insanely good as long as I don't queue into Murloc Paladin. And I will rage at every single Murloc Paladin I find. It'll be great content. So yeah, Mill Warlock. I've got Death Rattle DK. This was the good deck with the High Cultist that I think could be really useful. All these are on my Discord, by the way. Look at this. What am I looking at? Wait. Okay, hold on. I have to hear the audio for this. Imbue Paladins on Tuesday when they click new deck for the first time in 3 months and type Murloc in the collection bar. Yep, that's what's gonna happen, man. Reddit really hates Imbue Paladin, huh? I don't hate it that much, honestly. I hated it in the Brawl, but that was in the Brawl. Is that one guy still giving you 50 subs if I hit Legend with no Warlock? As long as I climb from Diamond, or from Bronze, then yeah. And that's why I really want to play Mill Warlock. I have motivation to play it. Playing pure Shuffle Rogue tomorrow? Yo, man, let me know how it goes. I feel like Rogue, we're gonna need like a week to figure out what Rogue is gonna do well. Imbue Paladin is fine. It's a solid mid-range deck. See, I'm fine with it too. Here's the thing I'm worried about, man. Like, I feel like this is just the best version of Discover that you can possibly make. I don't have any of the risky cards. It's just good tempo, good generation, and high rolling. Like, I just feel like that's just the way that you're gonna build the deck, honestly. Start to hate it when 8 out of 10 games is Imbue Paladin. Exactly, and that's fine to hate it then. Why is there a fat dragon in Tempo Mage? Caligos? What's wrong with Caligos? No Ysera? Why would I care about Ysera? Isn't surviving the issue with this deck? Eudora has never been the best version of anything as fun as she is. I mean, I'm at least trying it. Like, some of these decks I tried to make as good as possible, like the Murloc deck, even though I feel like I have to change the Murloc deck a little bit. But it's like, some of these decks I made for fun while also trying to make them good. And yeah, cards like Eudora, you could take it out if you really don't believe in it. But it's definitely in there for fun. Stuffy, though. I feel like this deck actually has a shot at being good. Just gonna say. Good tempo. This is a good tempo deck, brother, I'm telling you. And now we can actually run like Frostbitten Freebooter with Umbra. Finally, I can run this card in an actual deck in DK again. I can make a booty DK again. So that seems pretty fun. I've got Elise OTK Warlock. This is probably just gonna be a meme. I did this in Theorycraft. I might be able to do it on ladder. But it's going 10 mana location for Elise and trying to make an OTK out of it. With Scrapbooking Student, with Dark Morrow, and you also have Consumes. I think Stuffy is going to be really strong. I think it has massive potential as well. This deck is garbage. I need to remake this deck. This deck is shit. I don't like this deck anymore. There's a new way that I thought of building Quest Demon Hunter. Seeing all these tempo decks that die to Jug and you can't get yours is really funny. Dude, I'm not losing the Menagerie decks, man. Stop trying to rage bait me with shitty Menagerie decks. Menagerie decks are gonna be trash. Big Druid. Good deck. But probably need to thin out the garbage in this deck, like the Elise and the Gigasaur. Everything else is fine here, though. If I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in this deck, and I always mulligan for low, then Story of Barnabas just literally draws you a win condition every single time. Restoration, Reforestation always draws you a good card. The Giants are for sure bad. How are the Giants bad? What? How? How are the Giants bad? Are you only just gonna run Carrier, Expanse, and Sonarius? Jug Priest is gonna destroy a lot of dreams. Dude, I am not buying the Menagerie Priest meta. Again, if Menagerie Priest is good, I'm not playing this expansion. I swear, dude. If Menagerie Priest is like actually good, then GG, bro. Hearthstone is doomed. Because if Menagerie Priest is good, you can't play Quest. And if you can't play Quest, then what the fuck is the point of this expansion? There it is. I never hid it. I never tried to hide it. Menagerie Priest isn't going to be good. It can't be good. Because if it is good, then fuck. We're fucked. Can you show me in the class build how to take a card from another class? Tourists. The answer is Taurus Mechanic from Perils of Paradise. Let's see. This deck is bad because I don't have the Murloc that draws a dragon. I probably don't want Crusader Aura in this deck, in all honesty. Ready for the Fleet is probably just not that good either. I don't believe in Primal Fin. Primal Fin into Steep Fin is going to be really good. This deck needs a little bit of changing, though. I need the Murloc that draws a dragon for sure. Quests are extremely unplayable, sadly. Man, I'm gonna just stop listening to people that are above 1,000 legend because you guys are always so negative. Remember, I'm not playing top 1000 meta. I will have a completely different meta that I will be able to farm. You top 1000 players could play your menagerie priests all day while I'm actually having fun. Yeah, Token Druid, I feel like this deck has massive potential of being really, really good. Like, filling the board is just kind of free with this deck. And then the moment you get the weapon, you just make big board every single time. Many of the quests will be playable. I think many of the quests will be playable, in all honesty. Curator for Murloc and draws 3 every time. Here's the reason I don't like Curator and Murloc. You have Braingill, you have Finja, and honestly, this deck should also run Dragon Tamer, because Dragon Tamer is a better way of getting the Tyrannigal every single time. I don't even think there's a beast in this deck outside of the Amalgam. But yeah, I need to remake this deck to take out the shitty buff cards. Are those on my lists? Oh yeah, I also had this deck. This deck is kind of funny. Tyrannigal is a beast? No, it's a dragon, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it was a dragon. It's a beast. Ah shit, hold on. I don't know how to fucking spell it. Could have sworn one of the Murlocs was a dragon. Oh, it is a beast. Okay, then never mind. You don't run Dragon Tamer. Why did I think this was a dragon? I still don't think you run Curator though. Because again, it's not a Murloc. All right, let me show you the last cook though. This deck's really funny. This deck is kind of going all in on making Ultrasaur good, and this is like an actual way of making Torga somewhat consistent. So if I play Torga, actually, you know what? You got just look at the deck. Just look at the deck, guys. Just look at the deck. Look at the deck, guys. The more you look, the crazier it gets. Does anyone see the dream? No sandwich, no You are not allowed to tell me this deck isn't fun. I put in a comma. I put in a comma. And you're gonna tell me this deck isn't fun? Get out of here with those expectations. Get out of here with those expectations. So here's what this deck is trying to do. Here's what this deck is trying to do. Ham is bad without Hydrate and combo minion piece. You realize that I want new heights, right? I need that in this deck. I need new heights. That's the only reason why Ham is in here. I even, like, originally was thinking about putting Trail Mix in here, but Trail Mix is just bad. So here's the whole point of this deck, all right? Here's the whole point of this deck, okay? You play All You Can Eat. All You Can Eat can draw your Stranded Spaceman, your Torga, your Akama, and your Ultra Gigasaur, or your Devilsaur. Now, you only have Draenei, Beast, Undead Beast, and that's it. So this, if you play All You Can Eat every single time, it is going to draw 3 minions. It's going to draw a Draenei, it's going to draw Torga, and it's going to draw one of your beasts, either the Ravenous Devilsaur or the Ultra Gigasaur. So then what we do is we just have to play the Spaceman whenever we have mana. We play the Spaceman whenever we have mana, and then we can play Chemical Spill. Chemical Spill can bring out the Ultra Gigasaur. And now Torga is in this deck, so that way it draws Ravenous Devilsaur, and then it will also draw a beast, so that way it gives Kindred, giving you the Ultra Gigasaur. He doesn't play Velen for shame. Why the fuck would I play Velen? Bro, if you don't understand what this deck is doing, don't tell me that to play Velen. What? Like, so Stranded Spaceman is how you give a comma an attack. So what you can do is you can have an Ultra Gigasaur on the field, you can attack, you can play a comma, it has Rush, you trade to a minion, you can attack again with your Ultra Gigasaur. What if no minion? Stop thinking. Stop thinking. You already know the answer to that question. This isn't supposed to be a good deck. It's supposed to be funny. Why aren't you laughing? Start laughing. Wait, it has to stick? Dude, I'm playing Ultra Gigasaur by turn 5. Hopefully somewhat consistently. Because you have all you can eat and the Torga that'll draw the Gigasaur, and if I have Chemical Spell, boom, that's curve, baby. I'm investing in this deck. Damn right you are. You have the perfect curve, dude. You have Stranded Spaceman into all you can eat, into Torga, into Chemical Spell, and then a combo on turn 6. Exactly, please clap. I made a fun deck. And this is what happens every single time I make a fun deck. But what if that doesn't work? You always play Bulwark for stall, it's just correct. And that's why I have Bulwark. Yeah, that's exactly why I have Bulwark. You need to stall with a deck like this. Hopefully we don't have to always play it on turn 3, but yeah. I thought this was funny. Thank you for clapping. Those are all the goofy decks that I have here. Krog as a cherry on top. Maybe I could run Krog, but the issue with running Krog, and like I thought about this, that's why we have to run the Dinosaur, because the Dinosaur is the only kindred beast. So that way it'll always draw the Gigasaur, right? Surely that jams Quest in it. I don't want Quest in here because then it's more inconsistent to get the draws that I want. I need all I can eat. I need Torga. I need Chemical Spill. If I have the Quest, who cares about playing the Quest? I'm not trying to survive till turn 11. I'm trying to scam you by turn 6. That's the best case scenario. So yeah. What's more powerful, Blob or Gigasaur? Definitely Blob. Definitely the Blob. I think those are all my decks, though. What if my deck doesn't work, my brother in Christ? That's 28 damage. Exactly. Exactly. You're telling me I can't deal 2 damage in between that? What about Sizzle Shaman? I didn't make a Sizzle Shaman because I personally don't believe in it. I think Sizzle Shaman is going to be... you know what's going to happen with Sizzle Shaman? It's going to be a dumb Menagerie deck, and I'm going to hate it because of it. I swear to God. I hate this card, man. I do not respect the deck that has this fucking card in it. I just don't. I'm sorry. But this card is cringe. I don't understand why so many people are obsessed with trying to make this cringe fucking card work. It's just, I don't like this at all, man. When does this go live? Tomorrow. You want to know why this card is cringe? You want to know why I hate this card? +9/+9, not good? No, it's not. It's not good. It's cringe but good? No, it's trash. This card is trash. Alright? Here's why this card is trash. You were probably winning the game already.
My God.
Fungalmancer was a cool card. I agree with you.
The best Hearthstone player that ever
This
lived.
card is not. Stream until the expansion launches, not gonna lie. I don't know what I would stream, dude. I'm literally about to end the stream right now because this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. Makes a 1/1 into a 4/4? Dude, that 1/1, who cares? If I am really running this card to make a 1/1 into a 4/4, who cares? 5 mana +3/+3? Run Blessing of Kings and you get to spend 4 mana and give it a +4/+4, you loser. By the way, I'm joking with the loser comment. I'm not calling him a loser directly. I'm calling Menagerie players losers. Bro hates Menagerie Priest and showing. I hate Menagerie decks, man. I just hate these ideas, man. I just putting Mermy and Firefly into the deck when you can just also play we can play it along Menagerie. The card is good though. No, it's not. Stop gaslighting me. This card is terrible. Just because this card can maybe see play in one Menagerie deck doesn't mean that suddenly that this card is good. They had to buff this card in order to even make it remotely playable, and even with that buff, it's still terrible. You can't want board-based gameplay and hate Jugs? No, I can absolutely hate this card. I want Death Rattles being good. I want Sticky Minions to be good. That's board-based gaming. What I don't like is, oh, alright, tribe minions aren't good enough. Why don't we just give every single minion 2 fucking tribes so that way this card has to be good? This is what I'm talking about with forcing archetypes. This benefits Sticky Minions? No, this card's cringe. This card's cringe. You say that you want board-based gaming and then this card is good? No, this isn't board-based gaming. This is stick 2 or 3 minions and then automatically win. That's not what I want. I want a back and forth. This card does not set a back and forth. This card either makes you win the game on the spot because it's fucking +9/+9 in some instances, or you lose the game on the spot because this card sits in your hand doing absolutely nothing. That last part is the reason why I hate this card. It is 80% of the reason why I absolutely despise cards like this, because I do not like it when a card is literally worthless or good. There is no in-between with a card like this. You play it on turn 5, you automatically win the game, or you try to set it up awkwardly on turn 6 by playing a 1-mana card, and it still doesn't win you the game. It's why I don't like cards like this. I don't like a card that can only be good if I'm already winning. I like cards that bring me back from a losing circumstance. I like cards that give depth to whatever deck that I'm playing. 3 times 10/10 Zealot Priest covered yet? No, I've not heard anything about that, but I'm assuming you're talking about making a location with Release, making a Zealot, and then making it a 10/10. And then you can also do things with Hallucinate. That does seem pretty good. A good card because 10-year-old can figure out how to build a deck around it. I can't say anything, otherwise I'll be in big trouble. Can we see a Legend Climb with Millwarlock right now, or Mirlock Fun Times is what you could do right now? No, I don't. No, dude, because I don't want to. Chat, I haven't even played a game this season yet. Is that how an aggro player mentality goes? You are a combo player, you love combat cards, you can't fault the card. No, dude, I don't. It's not that I don't mind aggro sometimes. It's that every single aggro deck is the stupidest, brain-dead strategy possible. Like, I want an, okay, I want an aggro deck like Zoo. I want Zoo. I don't want Murloc Paladin and Murloc Shaman, and that's all they're giving us is Murloc Paladin and Murloc Shaman. I want a Zoo deck. I want an aggro deck that actually, oh shit, I have lots of 1-drops. Oh shit, I have lots of 2-drops. I don't like just play Tribe Minion and move on. I want Zoo back. I want like an aggro Enrage Warrior with Frothing Berserker. That's what I want. I'm tired of this tribe deck nonsense. But yeah, dude, I haven't even played this expansion yet because God forbid I have to play freaking Trinai Priest. I'm so completely frozen and I'm out of inspiration and motivation to play this current meta. God forbid I go up against a Starship DK. I'm times 10 Mela. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna win, man. Don't worry. The deck is so much easier now. Zoo won't ever be playable since the game is too well equipped for Zoo. Yeah, Zoo Warlock was interesting. Exactly. Aggro, I play aggro as well, but Nazri is the most unexciting concept imaginable. Thank you, dude. Like, honestly, if you're an aggro player, you should feel annoyed that this is how they're making aggro. Because they're not making aggro interesting, they're just making aggro larger. That's all this card does. It's not a Fungalmancer where like suddenly like, oh, I could turn my eggs or my death rattles into good valuable cards. No, it's just tribe nonsense. It's just a bunch of bad cards that are suddenly okay, and everyone thinks that now suddenly that these cards are okay, that they're playable. No, they're still bad. They're still terrible. I don't like just vomiting stats as quickly as possible, and because I'm killing you by turn 5, that means that I'm aggro. I don't know, man. I really just feel like that's the best way to put it. Cards like this only have one way of being utilized, and that is get the +9/+9, otherwise you're bad. Menagerie Shaman's gonna dominate. I disagree with that. I think Menagerie decks are gonna be terrible. The only good Menagerie deck is maybe gonna be Priest, and if Menagerie Priest is a thing, I'm gonna hate the game. Stop hating a Starship Death Knight. No, I'm gonna hate on it because it's boring. It's boring because it's an old archetype that's existed for too long at tier 1. I don't necessarily mind it existing, but I'm not queuing into a meta knowing that it's going to be the most common deck I go up against. Priest is gonna be the best deck, sadly. Dude, there's no way Menagerie Priest is gonna be the best deck. The 7/7 Priest is gonna get there, bro. Place reward, it rewards you for deck building. It does not reward you for deck building. It does not reward you for deck building. You wanna know why it doesn't reward you for deck building? Here's why it doesn't reward you for deck building. It is literally impossible to use that claim, it rewards you for deck building, when literally every single card that you put in here is gonna have 2 tribes. This is what I'm talking about by forcing archetypes. Nowadays, it's just minions. It's not like you're running a card because it's a Murloc or you're running it because it's a dragon. You're just running the card now. This isn't a deck building exercise. This is literally holding your hand. There's no deck building exercise with these fucking cards anymore because everything has a tribe. It's not interesting. You're not sacrificing anything. Like when everything fucking works, it's no longer interesting. That's the development flaw. I agree, dude. I definitely agree. Blizzard needs to hold a hand of an aggro player because they can't think. I know, but imagine if they made an aggro deck that was actually interesting to play. Maybe then I wouldn't shit all over aggro, man. Resuscitate in the 1-drop could be crazy good. What 1-drop? Yeah, the stream has just turned into a Menagerie hating stream. Oh, this card? Bro, if Resuscitate is good in an aggro deck, just destroy aggro. I haven't looked into the real list, just played the Brawl with the shit list. If they made aggro that was actually interesting to play, aggro players wouldn't like it. You're telling me aggro players wouldn't enjoy playing this? I don't buy that take. This is exactly what I'm talking about whenever I say that a deck needs to have more than, like, hopefully one direction, you know, more than one type of win condition. Because I'm absolutely sick of this mentality where it's like, I have one win condition. Oh no, the one win condition didn't work. Guess I can't win now. Like, I would love more cards like this to be decent if aggro was good. But it's just never the case. Festival of Legends was the best in Rage Warrior of all time. I love the art on this card. So do I, man. Like, this is what I want to see more of. I want to see more cards that enact synergies. Like, having a card that can go face is great, but what if you had synergies for that card that could go face? Ah. Oh man, God forbid I do something other than play a minion that has a fucking battle cry, and that's my entire turn. Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. I miss the aggro, like, I don't want to say combos, but it's like, I miss combining a couple of cards with aggro and it being cool. It just feels like nowadays it's play a minion, hope it sticks, buff that minion. That's the least entertaining, the least engaging aggro that you can possibly make. So yeah, I feel like that's just all I really have to say on it. Menagerie decks are just not cool and not entertaining because they took away everything that was interesting about them. Now you're so focused on, oh, do all my minions have tribes? You're not even thinking about what the fuck the minion does anymore. And on the other side, the minions are always going to be run the deck because it's like, bro, they have 2 tribes now. All the synergy cards get lumped together to make a package, and then deck diversity is terrible. That's why things like Enraged Warrior, I think, is like a great type of deck to keep making good. Because dealing 1 damage to the entire board is not just good for you, but it's bad for your opponent. That's why there has to be depth to this. That's why it can't just be... Like, this is exactly the type of synergy that makes deck diversity terrible, in my opinion. Because now, you're not running this card. You're not running the other minions because they're good. You're running these other minions because they are tribe minions. That's not interesting. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. This card's not interesting. This card is cringe. This card is not cool. And if it's on top of the meta, it shows how bad the meta is. That's all I really have to say. Alright, at this point, I'm just ranting for the sake of ranting. I have nothing else really to say. Nothing else really to talk about. Hearthstone needs update now, but it's not happening until tomorrow.
My God.
And like case in point, I'm looking on who to raid.
The best
And
player that ever lived.
I looked at Janos, and Janos is playing Drunk Paladin. This is exactly why I'm not streaming right now. I'm not playing more Drunk Paladin and Starship Paladin, or in Starship DK. Alright guys, who should we raid? Who should we throw the love over to? Raid Dreads? I don't think I've actually ever raided Dreads before. Sure, I'll throw him a raid. I can lie to him and say that I like Arena. Alright. Thanks for sticking around, guys, but I'm not playing Hearthstone until the meta changes. Pray that that Menagerie decks are still bad. Because if they're good, you're not going to enjoy the meta. Again, if Menagerie decks are good, Quest decks are unplayable, and if Quest decks are unplayable, this expansion is a failure. I'll just go out and say it. With everything else that's been happening, God help me, dude. If quests aren't playable, then what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Just spending $158 on a cosmetic and not even enjoying the game? I'm not playing Starship Death Knight, no. Pain Demon Hunter seems to be my dark horse in this meta. See, that's another thing. All the decks are cringe. I can't play any decks right now. Mill Warlock King gonna come back tomorrow. Alright, have a good one, guys. Oh god. Where's the button? Remember, Menagerie decks are cringe. Don't play Menagerie decks. Good players don't play Menagerie decks.